Regarded if it is.
Alright. Streamed Warhams Bloodbath 2 preview.
Yeah, should be
One
on now.
waiting, scheduled for December 2. It says it's starting at 7:38, but it's 7:39 and it's not started. Hmm.
It shouldn't be scheduled. Should be. We're
Yeah.
live now, mate. We're live now.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, rup. Although I can't see myself.
It's like a 13-second delay. You'll be there. Trust me. You're about to pop up.
All right, okay.
I can see the future. 13 seconds in the future.
Oh, there I am. Look at me. Right, grand.
Right.
Um,
Will's an established YouTuber and knows what he's doing. I've just picked this up about
yeah,
45 minutes ago.
let's go
Got
with that.
OBS running. And we're going to look at the Bloodbath 2 documents that our lovely friend Lenny has made, because they're really good and show a lot of information. And we're hyped to play. Are you hyped, Will?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
It'll be fun. I'm trying out some new stuff.
You hadn't even locked in
Never
your
what
list
we-
until like the last day, like the army. Never mind the list, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I wanted to play. We're coming into the Christmas period, so probably not going to play a lot for like a while. So I was like, there's not really that much point putting reps in it or anything. So I'll just do something, uh, you know, a bit fun, I guess.
That's Salem screaming at me, so he's here as well. He's got his
Yeah.
arse in the camera. That'll get me banned. Come on, that was you stayed in there. Right, let's look at some
Stats.
stats. Right, so what have we got with stats?
Right.
Um,
I would say this isn't surprising, personally.
yeah. Um, man, the amount of death just shows how good OBR are.
OBR, Night Hunt still good,
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. Their nerfs were obviously needed, but like they're
yeah.
still really good. Like they've
Yeah.
not been
And
completely kneecapped.
not to spoil, but we
Oh,
definitely do have a bit of a power gamer playing a Soul Blight list that I think is,
oh, do
I don't want
we?
to say he's, oh yeah, yeah. Wait till we get there, but he's playing some absolute disgusting filth.
I'm happy to see people playing Soul. Like, as you know, I was running them all the time. No, that's the off button. He's literally turned it off when I'm playing League with you before. The wee rat.
He's a saboteur.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing them up until Six Nations, and then my sort of build took a big nerf. I think there's still builds in there that are strong. Like Ben Sava, done really well with them with the Mortis engine and that. But I think you need to
Well, I
practice it a
think
lot.
we've seen their wheel reinvented here, so I'm keen to get there, not
Mm-hmm.
to spoil.
Three,
Um,
three destruction, Lamal.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think I genuinely think Iron Jaws are all right. But it's just because Kragnos is good, and I think Gits are really good, but not the stupid Trog list everybody's been playing. I think like Night Goblins Moon Clan is really good, and I think Squigs are okay, but probably a bit more of a teams list.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to play Night Goblins because I don't want to move hundreds of models around.
Yeah.
Really, I'm not
I've
about
seen
that life
some
anymore.
squad
I'm
lists
retired.
in 4-1 quite a lot recently, actually, in Rob's, the Honest War Gamers weekly recaps at the weekend.
Hmm.
But yeah. So what have we got here? Faction breakdown.
Mhm.
Massive amount of OBR. You hate to see that.
Yeah.
And then a lot of Stormcast. I'm
Yep.
playing Stormcast, so I'm in there.
Yeah. I mean,
they're good.
yeah. Also slaves, which I'm playing. I mean, I think they're the two new books, right? Like, oh, I guess that's something that's worth saying is you're allowed to play new slaves at this event. So,
Yeah.
but also like Stormcast and slaves are traditionally like the two most popular armies, right?
Mhm.
Like across the whole game. And then I think it's Soulblight in number 3
Looks
was
like a mix
was always the
between
most popular.
Soullight, Seraphon, and Doc. There's still a lot of people just love Seraphon. Like proud of them for sticking by them. Like they're still good.
I'm not proud of them.
They're still good.
Yeah, getting to see.
Slanesh
I
and then everything
I
else
would
is
be
not
if
really.
my children played Seraphon, I would be disappointed in them. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh no, there's a Beast of Chaos player. Please don't be Nathan. with some absolute massive filth. Don't, Nathan.
He's found some way to fit 100 Bestigor into a list. Yeah. He's
I
done
really
it.
hope
He's
he hasn't
cracked the
actually
code.
brought that list, because he's going to definitely be up there for winning it.
I think our one gets players playing Trogs, which is sad. I do wish people would play Min Clan so people could be like, oh my god, that's really good.
We just don't have any gits in the meta, really,
Nah.
like non-Trog gits that you see
Yeah.
kicking about. There was
I
someone
think
playing
Zinch.
Spiders for a bit, but
Yes. But that's, yeah, it's not quite the same level. I think Zinch is really good as well, and there's not a lot of them, but that's again just because nobody plays them. If I didn't take Slaves, I was probably going to take Khorne, but the other thing I was thinking about was Zinch, because I've got the army and I've only played it at one event, but also it's like, I don't want to have to take 150 horrors, man. You know?
yeah.
I'm playing a cute little, like, 30 model army. I'm going to do that instead. So, yeah. Alright, so what's next? Hero choices?
Yeah. Well, can you see if I'm definitely live? Please.
You
on
are
your phone.
definitely live, because I am watching it on YouTube.
Alright, class. So, if Paul Duduka watches this, he's definitely going to do a little head nod for the class.
Oh
So
my
we've
god.
got...
Who is joined here?
Oh, that's Ewan.
Me, Ewan.
Hello, Ian.
Are you going over list without me? I can't believe this treachery.
Yes, we're live on YouTube, Ewan.
Oh.
Oh, I can hear you through Ewan's mic, JJ. Or through Ian's mic. Put on headphones, Ian.
I don't have any. I shall sit gracefully in the live stream. Goodbye, fellow kids. My headphones are broken. Have a good
no.
stream.
No
I'm
worries,
sorry.
Ewan. See you in the chat, my brother. And see you on Friday when you're staying in my house.
Mm.
Because you're going to
That's-
Bloodbath. So, top 3 hero choices. Catacross. Oh man, see when you ran that Catacross list at me, it was so sad. When I was playing my Graveguard. And it was like, unkillable.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say, right, I'm really glad that Catacross is sort of taking over the game a bit. Because I had been preaching for forever that I think Catacross is really, really good. And everybody's obsessed with the Gash Death Riders, which is fair, because that's a really good list too. But I think Catacross is insane. And I think he came second at the World Championships and stuff. You know, like, Catacross is really, really good. People have been sleeping on that guy for too long.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of a shame that, like, 2 of the best builds in the game are in OBR.
Yeah.
I think that means that they might actually... It's sort of like... Do you remember when Soulblight had 2 of the best builds in the game, in Virkos and Legion of Night, and they just got absolutely kneecapped? We might have a similar situation. So,
I mean, OBR
Yeah.
got... Yeah. OBR got
Yeah.
kneecapped in absolute... Like, fuck.
yeah, they deserved it as well, to be fair.
Oh, they were
I think they
great.
definitely
Remember we
did.
could bring back Holy Mortis guards, like 3 of them or
Yeah.
something like that.
Leaving a unit of a Mortis Guard on one model, and then by your next turn there's 6 of them again. You're like, okay, that's good.
Which will get it up,
Cool.
man. And then... Oh, by the way, see, if there is more Catacrosses, I know he's amazing, but, like, not having to worry about Nagash just, like, one-hitting Macrondis is going to be, like, so nice.
Yeah.
Because when
I'm
you
actually,
play
like...
against you and it's terrifying, that flip.
Yeah. Considering how many OBR players are on here, I am surprised that Nagash isn't on this list, to be honest. I think Sorcerer Lord and Be'lakor makes sense, because most Slaves lists are playing one of those models. Or some Slaves lists are playing 2 of those models, so...
Yeah.
And then Soul Mason also makes sense, because we have like 1 million OBR players, right? Like, I don't know. I haven't done the maths, but I think roughly half of the field is OBR.
Oh,
That's
Andrew's going to enjoy that with his Flesh Eater Courts, his one round.
Yeah. I'm quite excited. I hope I play against Trogs, because every time I've played against Trogs so far, I've been playing an army that is like full of red 1, damage 1, garbage, and now I'm playing like 2 sledgehammers sellotaped to each other. So I hope I get to play against Trogs and just murder them.
Yeah. You got
That'd
the
be
ability
good.
to actually kill them this time.
Yeah, it'll be good. That will be grand. Also, I guess shout out to... I was going to say shout out to Soul Mason and Reikenor for being like characters that kind of don't offend me. Reikenor's a really cool model, by the way. Do you know his weak handle thing is allocate damage so it gets around wards? That's cool.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway,
I think that's really nice.
unit choice. Oh, I'm part. Oh no, I haven't seen this before. I'm part of this problem.
Yeah, that's a lot of chosen.
Yeah.
What have you got?
And
Tiger?
Furies. Yeah.
I had a quick look at your one.
Yeah, I've got 20. It's in 3 units though, and if Lenny's counted it as like number of units, I am definitely part of this problem. See, to be fair, actually, if he's done it as units selected, then I am like nearly half of the chosen bar.
Yeah.
Whoops. And I think Fraser Smart's going. He loves the chosen, so he's probably
Aye.
another considerable part of it.
Death Riders make sense. They're brilliant. Hex Wraiths
Yep.
still good. Vanguard
Yep.
Raptors still good. The 10 points wasn't enough. I was looking at maybe getting rid of them and bringing in prosecutors and just having more units. I kind of went like ages ago when you could shoot twice with the Raptors. They were brilliant, but then I think it was when Seraphon started, like, got really strong, and there was just way too many splash mortals across the board, and you just lose the Raptors so fast because only 6 wounds.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, they're so good, and they give you like an ability to reach out.
I know the Worlds guys on the guy who, like, the Danish dude Carlemos who won Worlds. He's playing 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he only has 3 of them,
Yeah.
which I wish more Stormcast players would do that, because I hate getting shot by straight crossbows.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure his list is really good and stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's just they are not a fun unit to play against.
They're a lot more of a scalpel when they're like that. Like, it's quite nice to have them and just do there's my unit of 6 for the covering fire, so you're getting more out of it. But like, I don't think you ever covering fire with a unit of 3 because it's
Probably not.
It's just not really worth the CP.
Yeah.
Right, manifestations. That's an obvious one. Morbid conjuration, and OBR one. Because that's also
so I guess if there's 6 OBR players, right? So I guess every OBR player has played the OBR one. That checks out. What are you playing?
We got Primal Energy. That's for a wee bit of the Life Swarm, I'm guessing, is the main thing. I'm
a Forbidden Power man this event myself.
Ah, nice. That was really good at Six Nations for me. I liked it.
Yeah, it's a good lore. I think it's just like they didn't really nerf Morbid Conjuration, I think, by enough that it's not the best lore, like the best kind of all-purpose lore, if you have good casters.
Yeah.
But I thought that, like, if they gave it like this, the Soul Blight treatment or whatever, and just took it back, then we would probably just see people running Forbidden Power. But also, I suppose that the change to the way like Unbinding Manifestations works is a bigger nerf to Forbidden Power, I think, than most other lores, because Forbidden Power really liked having like 3 manifestations out and blocking a ton of space, because like Bridge takes up a ton of space, Shards takes up a ton of space, and then obviously you can use like Laocoon to block a little bit as well, because he's like 10 wounds with a 4-up save. I think that entire lore, by the way, is like 30 wounds with a 4-up save. It's like crazy tanky.
Yeah, brilliant.
But now if you have that many manifestations out, it's like, okay, well, we unbind the first one on a 5, and you can't resummon it this turn. So it's it's definitely a lot worse, I think, in that kind of regard.
Yeah. I went for Morbid. This time for your question.
I mean, you're playing Krondus, right?
Yeah,
Makes
you
sense.
can actually power them out, and things like honestly, Shackles are just so good still. I was really close. We'll get to it when we get to my list, but I was really close to taking a little Foot Wizard as well, just to help pump them out. But should we boost over to the lists, just so we're
all right? Sounds good.
All night. So I think we just quickly look at them all. There's not that many. Was it like 30 players or something?
All right. Cool. Yeah, we can just send it.
Aaron Knight. So we got our first of 40 Bone Reapers.
Yep, this is settle in for the long haul. Yeah. He's written some lore here.
You can read it. You got a better voice than me, mate. You can read that.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it's serious, because I see the phrase "samurai helmet" in the second line. So maybe this is like maybe Martin would like this. Draw my curse years in the second man, miss entirely because it's a bad spell and nails the neighbor's Griffhound. Wait, what am I reading? All right, I'm done with
not
this.
safe for work. I might get fucked.
Yeah, I think you should scroll so that the lore's not on the screen anymore. To be honest, I don't want to get TOS'd.
Yeah. Right, got Catacross, Wee's Bodyguard, -1 attacks, 4-up. You can go to a 4-up board, right?
That's right.
Yeah, Rancid. Tanky. Arcam's great, and I'm pretty sure his spell has been FAQ'd so that it just keeps going and going and going.
I don't know if it was FAQ'd, but it definitely...
FAQ'd
my reading of it...
is what I meant.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, my reading of it is that it does just keep going and going and going.
Yeah. So that's really good. I mean, I got like 22 mortal wounds against my Graveguard last time I played it, something like that. Another 6 Immortus Guard. This is a small army.
It is, yeah. That's very old OBR,
Wow.
right?
That's a really... And it's 3 drops. It's a tiny army with 3 drops.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this army definitely needs that Tyrantic cohort, right? Because it is... There are not a lot of models, so you need something that can go do things.
Helm of Tyranny, is that the -2 to charge if you're holding in 12? If you're within
No,
12?
that's the one that is your -3 control score if you're within 12.
It's also quite good, to be fair. But
it is, yeah. And he's got Aura of Sterility, which is the anti-shooting one.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll actually
it's...
I mean, and his army's so small, I can fit everything only within 12 or whatever.
Yeah. Playing against this on something like, I don't know, Star Strike, shifting objectives, that's probably the absolute nightmare. Jaws of Galley, maybe, as well. But if you get to play against this on, like, Scorched Earth, you're probably laughing. There are more zones than he has units.
Yeah. He's got the Tetratic cohort to, like, deep strike in, which is nice.
Catacross is petting the... Yeah.
But,
You've seen the models for them, by the way. They are wild. Like,
it's a nice weird bone horse thing.
Yeah, right. Whoever is designing like the OBR soldiers or whatever clearly has way too much time on their hands. So, anyway.
Craig Robertson in the chat saying Madigan's been saying it stops at 2+.
Well, I can't go against Madigan. Everybody knows I am a Madigan stan. But also, I am going to talk to her about it later.
Sweet.
We'll see what happens.
On to
so far,
Maxwell?
I go ahead. I think my record against Madigan so far is something like 30-1, where I've been right once, and she's been right every other time. So we're going to go and make that 13-2. I think that's the plan.
Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah.
Alistair Maxwell, bringing back the Daughters of Cain, who have actually been doing good. They're getting a lot of 4-1s kicking about the world. Cool. Again, like the Daughters of Cain players, we don't have loads of them in Scotland, and the ones that are Daughters of Cain players also play other armies, like your Sean, Alistair, Lee Martin pulls them out every now and then. So we don't actually see them very often.
No, we definitely don't. I think that I feel like this army is even more dicey than it was, though, because before it used to be like, okay, did you get Mindrazor? Now it's like, okay, did you get Mindrazor and did you get Steed of Shadows? Because if you haven't played against them yet, Steed of Shadows is run in charge for a unit.
Yep.
And the sub-faction is if they roll an 8 or more on the charge, they have Always Strikes First. So getting 3d6 charge on them to get the Always Strikes First is really impactful. And obviously getting Always Strikes First by 10 snakes with like Mindrazor on them and stuff is often just doom. Especially because they kind of changed how snakes work, so like Mindrazor actually sort of contributes even more to their damage than it did in the past, because they have the crit mortals now. And crit mortals when they're damaged too from Mindrazor, it's a lot of damage.
That strike last thing is amazing as well.
No, sorry, they're damage 3 with Mindrazor, they're damage 2 base. Excuse me.
The fight oh wait, do they have... No wait, is Blood Stalk... Blood Sisters are the fighty ones.
Yeah, Blood Sisters are spear snakes, Blood Stalkers are both.
That rule to make your opponent like strike last or give you strike first or whatever it is really good.
It gives out strike last. I think you have to roll higher than your health. So against a lot of things, it's like a 3-up. Honestly, it's pretty good.
I remember Taylor absolutely like wiped over half an army in one turn with half of this list at one of my little tournament I ran.
I mean, that is basically Doc in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
Like they hit really, really hard, but they have a glass jaw. Yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, I don't think it's that. There's nothing in here that I'm like, yep, this is like a bad model. It's Marathian 2 units of snakes, and now that both snakes are worse, we've gone for... And Little Mole doesn't have shoot twice anymore. So we've gone for double spear snakes and then some more kind of stuff to just run around and do things. Shadow Stalkers are really good models. Warlocks are alright. I'm not 100% on the Hag Queen. I feel like I would rather just be 2 drops, but maybe there's like a plan there.
Really interested in the how Daughters of Cain work fully. Remember, I got put on them for Worlds because just to kind of try and like score a lot because they had really good battle tactics and ways to achieve them. But now everyone's on the same playing field with that, and you can't do flanks with units set up this turn. So Heartrender old play doesn't really work anymore. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
interested to see it.
Yep.
Andrew Murchie, a
Shite.
ham, a beautiful ham, my
Shite.
brother in ham.
Shite.
He's got
Shite.
a really good list, in my opinion. People are sleeping on Feck.
Yeah, they are. Although they are like they're an army that like if you take them to an open tournament or whatever, like singles, you're gonna just lose some games, right? And it's not gonna be your fault. Although in Andrew's case, it probably is his fault. He probably could have done something better. But like most of the time,
He's got to fight through some amount of OBR saves.
yeah.
That's
There's like
gonna be
6
mental.
catacrosses at this event, right? That is. I was kidding earlier when I said it was half the field, but it's like 20% of the field or something. Chuck the Trog guy in there with the catacrosses. It's like 20% of the field or something that is just like a hard dodge for this kind of list. So. But also they absolutely mince everything that doesn't have a good save.
Oh, there it is. I found the chat again. For some reason, the chat just sprinted away from me. And I was trying to chase it down, but I've got it now. People are actually chatting in chat. That's cool.
No.
Hello, everyone in chat. Aye. Andrew's a good player as well. He is pretty good with his board positioning. He played really well. He's done a nice sort of diamond-y triangle pattern against me to stop my deep striking, getting near his heroes in our last game. And the army has like crazy output if it hits what it needs to hit. So
Yeah.
I think he's got a good chance of doing well.
Yeah, I think he would much rather, instead of it being all OBR and slaves, it was a bunch of degenerates playing like Zinch and Stormcast and shitty stuff, because Feck are really, really good against guns.
Yeah.
Like,
Craig just mentioned
if you
a lot of Stormcast as well. Well said, Craig. That's another army like and actually Slaves to Darkness.
yeah. I think that like it's weird though, right? Because like some Stormcast lists, like Stormcast are a bit fragile anyway, right? Like yeah, they have a 3-up save, but they're not. They usually don't have like wound density the way that like OBR do.
No wards as well usually.
Yeah, whereas like slaves and OBR definitely tend towards, and like OBR especially tend towards like these armies are dense. You know, it's like fighting your way through a tin of mints or something like that. It's just oof.
Yeah, Ewan brings up the point that the sun's a game changer when it goes in. I'd say it is,
sure.
but like he doesn't have any bonuses to cast. I'm pretty sure. Usheron's just a double caster, right? With no pluses.
Yeah, it's just places of power.
So getting it out in the first time be hard enough, and then by the time it comes to moving in, it'd have to be a counter. It'd probably have to be a counter spell.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be -1 probably, unless you're at a place of power.
Yeah.
So.
Also, if anybody is listening, the Maros Roll Heralds, which she has 2 of, have a rule where if you're within 3 of them at the start of the combat phase, you can give every Feck model every Feck unit within 3 always strikes first.
Nice. It's got 2 of them.
And Ashoran has always strikes last. So something I'd really advise if you're playing against Andrew with one of these armies with like really good 3-up saves is charge something else and then pile out to within 3 of them.
I've done that with Andrasta. Actually, where is she? I'll show you. I've done that with Andrasta the other day. 3.1 inches away from the Marrow Scroll Herald. So I didn't get any start of combat-ness.
Yeah.
Bang.
It's pretty important.
Did. And then she boosts her way out with power through, and she can do it all over again.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Also, I would never tell people how to beat Andrew. That's not me.
Andy Curry, Scottish Master, twice in a row.
Oh, this guy is my kryptonite. If I play him, I'll lose. He can't be defeated. Oh wait, are you still here, JJ? Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I think the stream's lagging a wee bit.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this I don't know. Nobody's ever beaten Andy Curry in a roll-off, and now that he's playing Ive Sheeran, I think that he will double every single player he plays against, and that's just how it's going to go. He's going to crush everybody.
I bet the stream lagged because of my excitement of reaching over and grabbing Andrasta.
You overloaded it with Andrasta.
I stood on my cable that was my Ethernet cable going into the back, so I gave it a wee I think it's back
No.
up and running. But yeah, Andy Curry, what's he running? You're Mr. Slaves.
Yeah, I was
That
actually
sound
playing a
good?
list I really like this.
You're Mr. Slaves.
That's it. I'm pretty sure
Get
that's
that
the
clipped,
character.
man.
Yeah, no, this is. I actually played a list really similar to this recently. I think it got a teeny bit. It's weird, right? Arcane got worse in the new book, but the Chosen get better. He's playing Chariots, which I actually quite like. Chariots are good in the new book just because they're 80 points. It's 80 points for 7 wins with a 4-up save compared to Furies are the kind of. They've been the unit de jour for this for 110. And they were 6 wins with a 6-up, 6-up, which is definitely worse than a 4-up. Not that much worse, but it's worse. Also, Chariots benefit from like obscuring, and they do a bit more work, you know.
Are they moved 9?
So that's kind of cool. They move 10, which is
hell yeah.
bad on that one battle plan where you only deploy 11 inches up and you need the move 12 to guarantee flanks on turn 1. But otherwise, it's just a bunch of random garbage to go stand in places and do things, and so covering fires and stuff for this list. A lot of every game I've played with this list has either been people have gone all in and killed Archaon or the Chosen, and then the other one kills their entire army. That's pretty much how it's gone. It's a really, really good list. Radiance of Dark Glory is like the hidden MVP in the army. It's every hero phase on a 3-up Archaon heals 3, which is really, really good.
That's that was in the last book.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, you got to remember that Games Workshop aren't interested in writing new rules for Age of Sigmar. We're just doing
I played against
largely the
Six
same.
Nations, actually.
Yeah. It's. I think this is this is probably quite a good list. Getting guaranteed doubled by Chaos Chosen when Archaon doesn't have to drop a tactic to do it is horrifying.
Yeah,
so
that's a big roll.
Yep, sure is. And Andy is very good at rolls, so
guaranteed.
It's also like it's so Andy Curry to not play for like 7 years or however long it's been since we last saw him, and then come out the woodwork and just be like, yeah, I just won this tournament. No, absolutely nothing. I'm going to go back and talk about kind of like mold in my basement or whatever it was.
Go back to his was it PoE he plays or something like that?
Yeah, likes the wee ARPG.
Banner of Screaming Flesh? Is that like +3 charge or something?
That's 3d6 charge. Well, so it gives you the Slanesh Pledge, which is 3d6 charge, and if you charge, you get +1 attack.
That's good.
It's just strong. It just means that they're 3d6 charging guaranteed, which is nice.
If he hasn't played as many games as he's saying, then taking the Kronspine is just such a first game of 4th edition. I don't want to fuck with that. Like, just have a big king to worry about.
Yeah.
Cameron Bremner. Oh, he's got the Soulblight out. Manfred. Good model. You need to be careful with him because sometimes he just dies, but he's a good model if you play around him really well. Like the redeploying to combat is very strong.
Yes.
2 units, 10 Black Knights. Black Knights, right, are when they go in, they're good, but they're only like 10-inch move, and if they get tagged, they're just like dog. Because they do like pretty much no damage then.
Yep. Speaking of dog, have you read a second?
Speaking of dogs. I never got around to using Bella. I know right at the start of 4th we got your Tom Guan who wins everything anyway, but he was playing the Belladama build where you can cast a spell and it gives all the dire wolves. They don't count as beasts anymore, so they count as more on objectives.
And I think they get Rend 1 as well, maybe?
Yeah. And 3 Fellbats. I don't know why Fellbats went up in points. Like, they're
Soulblight were just too good, man.
good, but like I was talking to Ewan about this actually. Like, Soulblight got such a start of edition, everyone moaning because they played against Graveguard, and then the people who wrote the points difference were like, right, they're cracked, oh my god. And then like 3 weeks later after they wrote that, everyone was like, it's actually decent.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. You got Night Hunt and things like that, and like Zinch and Lumineth kicking about.
Yep, they got nerfed harder than Night Hunt. It's insane.
Yeah. 20 Skeletons is actually alright as well. Like, it's not that easy to kill.
I think that's a unit that got absolutely ruined by not being able to double reinforce. Because 30 Skeletons is really good. 20 Skeletons, there's a lot of units that kill 20 Skeletons.
Yeah.
I
But yeah,
don't know.
yeah, that's so I'm guessing he's going to be like trying to redeploy with direwolves and stuff like that in the combat. Because obviously you don't want to redeploy the Black Knights in the combat. So he's going to have to like screen them off.
Yeah, I think it's okay, but it's Soulblight, right? It's just not the Not the most powerful thing you can really be doing at the moment. Looks like kind of fun. I kind of hate Belladama. I feel like she's a 230 point support model, which I don't like. I'd rather just take more work. But like, yeah, sure.
He's got Morbid, but he's not got Bacchanal for the +1 to cast.
No.
Death March is good when it works, and it works. If there's, 20 skeletons to get an extra Ren's nice, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, decent.
Yeah.
Yep. Kara, she's back. Good.
Yep.
I remember she came to like one of the team tournaments and like smashed someone 20-0 and just like took a chill for the rest of the day. Like, cool move.
Oh my gosh, just so many models that I don't know what they do.
So, Vince on Warhammer Weekly, right, says fiends are absolute dog shit.
Yep, I agree.
He doesn't swear, but see when I'm playing against, whenever I've played against them, they roll that 4 up and make me strike last, and it's fucking annoying.
Yeah. I don't know, every time I played against them I was playing Lumineth and they just died.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make an arrow strike last. That's my feedback.
Yeah, now I've got more shooting, it's a bit more enticing.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, I mean, you get to bring them back, which is kind of cool, I suppose. If you roll a 4 up. Love that that's how every Chaos Recursion thing except for Zinch works. You just roll. Or I guess Skaven as well, at command point. But yeah, Khorne, Nurgle, and Slaanesh all living out here in misery trying to roll 4 up every turn.
I think this is definitely this will be fun to play. I'm going for a kind of, not narrative, I don't want to say narrative, but like, not a lot of these models I've seen go 4-1, 5-0.
Is Lesk the one? No, it's Sinessa. Sinessa and Dexessa are the twins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know what they do in this edition. I know they were apparently way too expensive last edition, and now I just have no idea what they do. But they're incredibly cool models, and if Kara's painted them, I'll probably want to see that.
Any Slaanesh.
I've had with the paintbrush.
Slaanesh without the good combat guys on top of the weird horse snake things. I think they're great just to like keep them at the back and then just fucking launch them forward and kill something. They're good. And the Bliss Barbs are obviously good as well.
Yeah, I like the list Nathan's been playing with the Glutos and the, what are they called? Twin Souls? And you're just like stacking -1 attack on people.
Yeah.
That's quite cool as well. But that's also the list that like, you play against a single Rattling Gun, you're just going to fall to pieces. So
that's a good teams list. Chuck
it really is.
Like that with like any destruction army hits on 4s or whatever.
Yeah.
But cool. I'm sure she'll have fun playing it.
Yep.
Got Chris Yo, who went 4-1 recently, by the way.
Yep. He's got a review here from the Honest Wargamer.
Yeah, I think this is the list he used. It was something similar. I remember he had, my name is Ionis.
I carry the world.
He's got 6 Praetors that'll be trying to run and keep up with him, or teleporting down behind him once he gets stuck in. He's got the 6 Raptors, and then it's just like very efficient units. Then after that, there's not a lot of
cool.
like it's very similar to what I was running at the start of when I started playing Stormcast again. So it's good, and it's a 1-drop. And if you double someone with this army by making them go first, and then just boof, you can really.
I was a shock hand axe enjoyer before I think like they were about tied, but I preferred the hand axes, and then they made the javelins cheaper. But I think hand axes are still really good.
Yeah. Thing is,
also,
the points difference there doesn't matter with this list. Like,
yes, that's true.
So you can still fit this.
I'm keen to see how Chris is going to manage to get best sport with this list. I think he's definitely up the difficulty for himself here.
Yeah. Yeah, good list. You got Vanguard Wing, because there's nothing else that, like, you can, on a 3-up, you can teleport one of these units. Probably
nothing else worth taking.
And yeah, good list.
Yep, like it.
Kono. Oh, we got the bloody bolas. They're annoying. 1d6 charge if they shoot you. I'll try and be better with saying what things actually do rather than just this is good or bad, because that annoys me when people like Honest Wargamer and stuff say that. We'll assume that the people watching don't know what these are, because I couldn't have told you.
Seraphon are shit army for idiots, basically. That's all you really need to know. And what they do is upset people.
Seen a lot of goodness about the Croxagore recently. People saying Croxagore and like spamming Croxagore.
Yeah, they're good models. I think the problem I think I have with this army is basically that they're too fair. You know,
Mm.
the only kind of unfair rule in the entire army is just the bolus thing.
Mhm.
Everything else, it's just a very kind of fair army playing a fair old AOS game of like walking at you and trying to roll charges, and it doesn't really have much cool tech. And there's compared to some of the really broken stuff other armies are doing, it's just not quite as good. Also, you don't get to kind of cash in on bodyguard because you Slan Star Masters have War Master, so they have to be your general. So you can't take like a good model to abuse bodyguard, and bodyguard is one of the best roles in the game at the moment. Um,
Just
yeah, I don't know.
catching
I
up
think
on the chat there. Vexilla saying that Chris gets best sports the minute you talk to him. That is a very good point. But then,
it's true.
but
It
you
is
always
true.
remember like the last thing that happens to you is the thing you remember more strongly. So having your whole army ripped off the board in like 2 turns, well, you remember that. Sorry,
Exactly.
carry on, my man. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Maybe next event we need to tell him to go with like tape over his mouth and like I'll rate his list, and then he has to go and he's not allowed to talk to anybody and see if he can get best
It's been
sports.
like nightmare difficulty best sports.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I think this is an army that is going to walk across the table at you and try and charge you with some stuff with good stats.
If it rolls the 4 up to bring half a unit back, it feels good.
Yeah.
If you don't roll that a 4 up, it feels fucking shite. Pretty much.
Yep. Not much to say there really.
We're still only on C, so we'll try go.
Yeah, there's a lot of seas in Scotland though, so
Yeah. Craig Robertson, another Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah.
Got Bellicor, 10 Chosen, 6 Vanguard.
Yep.
That's some damage for you there, by the way. That's some damage for you there. There's another banner screaming flesh.
Yep.
Are Vanguard still the same, pretty much?
They went up in cost. They can't take banners, which is sort of a bit weird in the new book. I'm trying to think of anything else that's actually really changed with Vanguard. Not really. Like they're still just good. They're definitely a lot more fragile for the wounds, like to cost or whatever, than Chosen are. And they don't rally nearly as well as Chosen do. But yeah, I mean they're good. They're definitely good models. They're faster than Chosen and stuff. This army is very similar to what I'm playing.
Craig,
but he's
if
got a
you're
Gaunt
still in the
Summoner.
chat-
Which is,
If Craig's still in the chat, Craig, what the hell is this? Twilight Sorceries? Are you mad?
he just likes vampires, man.
What's
know what?
Is there hidden spice in this that I don't know?
Twilight Sorceries.
Yeah, when it's not teams and you have free reign, there's nobody forcing you to take that. Like, what's going on there?
There's nobody forcing you to take Twilight Sorceries. Twilight Sorceries is not that bad.
Spell portal tech, he's saying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what you spell porting. Bellacor's Vortical spell is kind of cool. Spite Tongue Curse, don't care. Strikes Last is cool.
That's what he said.
Yeah, Strikes Last with the spell portal is kind of cool. I don't know. I'm not a believer in trying to cast cast 2 spells. That was the problem I had with spell portal when I tried it without Techless. Is trying to actually cast 2 spells is rough. Yeah, but I think the thing to talk about here is basically Gaunt Summoner can move like on average it's something like 20 something or so inches on turn 1. Drop a unit of Chosen 7 inches away from your opponent if you got the spell off, and then the unit of Chosen are like 7 inches away from multiple units in the enemy army, so they can't reapply enough away, and then the Chosen go in and.
Did a 3 to 6 charge?
Yeah, they have guaranteed 3d6
Slanesh?
charge with their Slanesh Chosen.
And
Yeah,
then-
so normally the problem with that is like the unit needs to be on the table for them to pledge to a god. And obviously, if they're in reserve in the Silver Tower, then they're not. But if you give them the banner, then they get the Slanesh mark guaranteed. So you can do that, and you can take Slanesh mark on your Vanguard as well on turn 1. So then you've got the Chosen appearing 7 inches away, the Vanguard moving 10 and charging 3d6, and you've just got a bunch of really fast stuff charging people. And you don't need to rely on casting demonic speed, so that's cool. Definitely a really, really strong Alpha Strike.
He
Really,
says, he says it's a 43-inch threat range now with that.
yeah.
Bruh.
But also, like, you never, it's
Well, no,
really
actually.
important. Yeah, because I mean, if you want to play around them rolling like crazy, it's fine. But
Anything
yeah,
like
the Doom is
a-
really, really good.
Even like a 18-inch threat range, honestly, is like in the game these days is like alright.
Yeah.
Like 40.
I think I don't know. I mean, 18's definitely fast. Really, I don't know. What I found with armies like slaves is you don't usually need to threaten like the table. You kind of just need to threaten to the back of the objective zones you're playing for. So, um, but yeah, I think it's definitely a really strong alpha list. I think this is probably a better teams list than what I'm playing. Because there's some armies that are like, no, I just can't. I literally will just die. He's going to take first and kill me. So,
I think that's the play you take first with this. Because of that fact.
I think in some matchups,
right?
Yeah, I think in some matchups you definitely can take first. If people don't have good screens, or if they have screens that get like screens that you can sort of play around fighting twice into and stuff like that, depending on their deployment, then you absolutely can take first. So
yeah, and if it's like a little like a small screen like 5 Griffins, you maybe have like the Chosen charging on this side, the Vanguard charge like the front of the Griffins, and then like 2 Chosen or something need to kill the 5, and then you got the Vanguard to move past and hit units behind, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and he's got like Bellicor as well, so if you like go in, kill like your opponent's screens, and then maybe one of the things that was behind the screens, and then you Bellicor the thing that they're going to kill your Chosen with. Yeah, that's good. Very, very strong. Even if they get the double, still Bellicor, so yeah, that's good. Next one's one for you, friendo. It's a Stormcast list.
Daniel Sims. Alright.
Yes, indeed.
So
Your mission category.
I pretty much I not saying I made like you know what I mean, I didn't like come up with it, but this had a lot of beats to an army that I was thinking, where I sort of reduced down, essentially subbed out the Paladors for other things like Reclusians. But so he's got Krondis with the Praetors, that's in his General's Reg, so he does have the option to give the long strikes priority target still if he needs to, if it's a sort of army where you can. I think that is still a shout sometimes, honestly.
Against like Nagash or something like that, sure.
Yeah.
Although Bodyguard is so good against that list as well, to be fair.
Yeah. I think I would pretty much always go with the Praetors, but I kind of think there is something there.
Yeah. Maybe if you're against an enemy army that is all guns, you may as well take priority target because you don't care about Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Alright, he's got an actual really cool play here that I think non-Stormcast players, I haven't even played that many games with them to be fair, but I know about this. The Lord Terminus, I'm pretty sure that's the new foot character, and he's got the artifact to let him strike first once per game. But then when he attacks, he then lets the Reclusians next to him attack. Sure. And you can sort of like, if you want, especially if it's like a 3 mission objective or whatever, you can even like deep strike him in the middle, deep strike 6 Reclusians around him, and he's impossible to hurt really. Like, because if you charge him, he's like, okay, well, I'm definitely striking first, and then 6 Reclusians hit, and they hit hard. They got crit mortals. I'll just double check this, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So that's a really nice little...
Definitely have crit mortals. I know that.
Yeah.
I think Reclusions are kind of a cool unit. I know some people have been talking about like the Theme Force, or not the Theme Force, sorry, the Army of Renown. That's like in the Ruination Chamber. This is Sentinels of the Weak Citadels as well, so you can get the 5 up ward, which is something that you rarely have in Stormcast, to be honest. It's good ward saves. Also happy to see Prosecutors. I think that's a good unit. This will maybe have a little bit of a struggle into the field that is like we have a field that is like just a bunch of dumb, stupid stat balls running around and fighting, and this is maybe not quite as efficient as you can get in Stormcast. So maybe it's going to have problems like grinding it out against more kind of teched out efficient lists. Not sure.
So not only does I was right, and he gives them +1 attack when he does that. When he attacks and gets the Reclusians to jump in. Yeah. +1 hit, sorry. So that's, and that is no joke. Like that is a very big counterpunch before the get to go. So it's neat. 6 Prosecutors. It's so I heard people raving on about them, and I was like, let me look into this, and I put in the damage. I was like, fuck hell, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was doing against them and Release the Beast, and they are good.
Yeah.
Basically,
they're really, really hard to fit with the lists I was trying to do, because I'm trying to make use of the Paladors at the moment. While they're really good, points wise, they're quite efficient. The 280 mark just kind of, it just doesn't fit into the puzzle well at all. It's hard to get in. They're good. It's just hard to fit them, essentially.
I think the weakness that they have is definitely that they are 12 wounds with a 3-up save, right? Like,
Yeah.
which is definitely squishy. You can give them a 5-up ward. I think if you have the terrain piece, which I don't think we have here, but the terrain piece, to give them the 5-up ward before they get deep struck and then the 3d6 charge is quite nice, just so that they're on the table and you can pick them for the 5-up ward. And you can give them Finest Hour that turn as well, so like they probably make it to your opponent's turn, and if you can tag something and power through, the problem is they're 2 wounds, so they're actually not very good at powering through. So, interesting unit, I think.
I don't know if I do also like prosecutors for. It's quite weird with the Sentinels Oblique Citadels. I feel like as soon as you take more than 1, maybe 2 units of the new chamber, they're 4-up. I think the 4-up ignore ability is only once per army.
It is, yeah, once per turn army.
And then also the 5-up ward is 1 unit. So as you lose that. It's a bit like when you used to take a Stonehorn, the ogre big boss or whatever it is on Stonehorn. Like the first one was incredible with all the buffs, with the like command traits, etc. But then everything after that. But he's got 6 raptors. He's got Krondus with praetors. Boom, their class. 6 prosecutors. He's not wrote down that he's got the terrain piece. I don't know what's happening there. If that's just like.
Might just not have it yet. To be fair, it's new.
He's not got it. It'd probably be handy to have it if you were using that, because he's got the Knight Relictor, which can pray to give the prosecutors an extra attack. So you'd probably want that, sit at the back, teleport him, then charge with extra attack. But it's alright on Reclusions as well. It's got Primal Energy, probably to try and heal Krondus a bit with the Life Swarm. I think it's a good army, honestly. Like, cool. We'll go down. Got Fraser Smart. He done well at the last Clash of Clans, by the way.
I think I beat him at the last Clash of Clans.
This was that?
I think I beat him at the last Clash of Clans. I think that was Clash. Maybe it wasn't Clash. No, it wasn't. We didn't play at Clash. We played at the tournament before that, whatever that was, because we were talking about how it's the first tournament in forever that we hadn't played.
Yeah. We've got Karkadrak. I don't know what that does now. I'm going to assume it's a pretty good combat.
It's just he's a hero with good stats. He's like Chaos Hero, good stats, might actually conceivably turn into a Demon Prince, and then you'll be like, wait a second, do I want to turn this model into a Demon Prince? And you'll realize that no, in fact, you don't probably want to turn this model into a Demon Prince, and he just sits on his mount and gets healed to full and gets a 5-up ward save for his troubles.
I heard he lost the tie-in with Cavalry. He no longer I think they changed the wording, and he doesn't have something to do with. He used to bring in Cavalry or something.
I know he has once per battle +2 to charge rolls for non-cavalry, I think.
Okay.
And then I think, I think you're right. I think it is non-cavalry. I genuinely don't remember what this model used to do.
Sounds weird though. You'd think the guy on the horse would be good with horses.
Well, that's what the Chaos Lord on the Demonic Mount or whatever Demonic Steed is. He's the one that busts cavalry. The Karkadrak boosts the foot slugger dudes.
Aye.
But the Karkadrak has 10 wounds, which means you can shoot him, which is a bit of a problem. He still gets -1 to be hit, but you can shoot him, which I don't love.
+2 charge.
Yeah, but +2 to charge combined with 3d6 charge and stuff like that, this army is yeeting at people. You probably don't even need to get whatever the Gaunt Summoner spell is off, because you'll just, you're in range. Like, you just are in range. You charge 3d6 +2. We're going places.
Another 2.
No Be'lakor, though.
20 Chaos Chosen. Yeah, no Be'lakor. Yeah. He's went for a wee 3-man unit of Varangard instead.
Yeah, and he's got the Karkadrak as well.
Yeah. Cool.
So I think, is this list also going to smash people? I do think both of the lists we've seen, no Chaos Sorcerer to put 5-up wards in these blobs of 30 wounds with a 3-up save is a bit odd to me, because that rule is just so good. I mean, obviously it sucks when you don't get the 3-up, but god, that rule is so good when it goes off, it's crazy. 5-up wards like a 50% damage increase to...
People will mis-deploy against this.
Yeah, they will.
They're going to see foot fucking 5-inch walking guys, and then suddenly they'll be like covered in metal.
Yep. And very dead. Alright, so we found the Bach player. It is not Nathaniel.
Thank God. Oh, Grant Fraser with a million Bulgors.
Yeah.
If that's anything like
Yep.
the old one, the old version that I played against, it does a lot of damage, and then you see what happens with the double turn when you come on.
Yeah. I hope he turns up in farm attire.
Yeah, I kind of like really looking forward to when Beast of Chaos and the old Stormcast just like in Bone Splitters just go away, so I don't need to look at them. Like I'm gonna try and just
Yeah.
get through without learning them. But the problem
Yeah.
is Beast of Chaos are probably one of the best armies. Like they're really good in certain matchups, right? With the 80 Bestigor or whatever.
So yeah, no, I mean, I think Bestigor are definitely good. I don't really know what Bulgars do. I imagine this is the same as old Bulgars, where like they go in, do a ton of damage, and then they're really fragile. And like if you get doubled ever, your entire army just dies. But I genuinely don't know enough about them to offer insightful commentary. So hope you do as well.
Anyone in the chat? We've got a 13-second delay, but I'm reading your messages and picking up on the stuff you're saying. So please carry on to let us know what you're thinking, or give us some advice, especially on things we don't know about, like bulls. Cool. Go down. We've got Ewan Hogg,
Oh,
my
this
brother in
guy.
Ham.
This guy.
Mortek,
He's a terror.
Balisari.
Wait, is that?
I think it's the world's list,
Yeah.
the world singles list.
Yeah, I was like, hold on a second, I recognize. I've seen this picture before. All right, Ewan's here to win, clearly.
Yeah, I sent him it as well. Absolutely.
All right, okay,
Judas
thanks,
myself.
Ewan. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, cheers, mate.
It's good. I think he, like, wait, did the world's list have 4 archive?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
4 archive do a lot. I think
Oh, they do.
4 archive is probably good, but I know at Six Nations the Sweden player thought his like archive spam army was like really good, and I was really disappointed with it. But 4,
I mean, Archai are really good.
when you played them against me, it was fucking good. Tell you that much.
Yeah, they are good. I don't think you want 2 units, though. I think you just want the 1. Because they lose a lot if you can't all defense them. So
2 Mortek crawlers, Mortek Balisari +1 to hit or something, maybe.
yeah, +1 to hit if they are. And see, to be fair, it's actually a really restrictive condition for them to get the +1 to hit, and it actually kind of changes the way that you play the unit a lot. You've really got to play around it. So there is something to kind of be said about that. If you're wondering what that condition is, it has to be in your territory. Your long range artillery has to remain within your territory. So it's pretty crippling, honestly, if you want to play around it.
See, if you're being an absolute rat, you could like gotcha someone doing that so much. Like they just, you watch them and they go like 12 inches like away, and then they're like just towing outside their deployment.
Oh no! Sorry, JJ. I'm just being obsequious as hell. The catapult has to stay in territory.
Yeah, I'm saying if their catapult moves slightly too far
Oh, I
forward,
see.
you could just be like, oh. I mean, you wouldn't obviously. Nobody in Scotland should,
No.
because that's the pure badness way to play. But that seems like the sort of thing where like you just get to the shooting phase and they go, oh wait, I need to be there. Like that, I can see that happening.
Yeah. No, Ewan is right. I'm being unfair. It can't move, and it is only your turn, so you don't get it on covering fire. But I do think it's funny that it specifies it has to stay in your territory. Yeah. I know, this is obviously a really good list, right? Like, it did really, really well.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yep.
solid.
One thing that's worth noting is that, because I've had people cheat against me, probably not intentionally, probably, with Empower Netherite weapons before, is that it does not work on catapults. It's combat attacks.
Yep.
But this mod, see when the catapult's like, okay, 4 attacks, 6 hits, you're just like, Jesus Christ. Goodbye, whatever you were shooting at, my beloved. Good list.
Stuart Harrop in the chat. It'll be whenever we get to S, which we're almost halfway through now. We're just going through one at a time, so it'll be coming.
This should be a quick one, to be fair.
Yeah.
This guy loves Game of Thrones. Ian Howlett, huge Game of Thrones fan. Just loves dragons. Everything about them.
Get that back
Big
up.
dragon guy.
Cool. Ewan also went 5-0 for us at Clash, so well done, Ewan. And he scored the best points for us at Clash as well. Scored like the highest amount. So
Yeah.
Legend. Ian Howlett, we got Crondes. Oh, genuinely good army this. He has Ian. Right. See, as soon as he puts Mirror Shield and Envoy of the Heavens, or whatever it is, on his Lord Celestial
Yeah,
Drake.
I like that guy with Mirror Shield, right? It's good.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that he's omitted it from his list here, so...
Yeah. Sean, just
You
put
know?
that in for him, because that's
No, he's chosen not to bring it, so that's
You
a
know
choice,
what?
certainly.
Actually, you should message Sean, because like the Always Strikes First is actually good as well.
Yeah, you're right, JJ. It would have been really good if he'd taken that, but sadly, not everybody has the level of tactical acumen and insight that you do. So
Yeah. I do like
Yeah.
the 4-up, not 4-up. I do like the once per game strikes first. It just makes them survive a bit
you just
more.
don't want to charge him.
Scary.
You don't want to shoot him either.
Yeah.
You know?
So Ian, make sure you tell them what one you want. They're both good.
Yeah. So remember, you
Good
definitely
list.
don't want Mirror Shield. That's the important bit. Actually, I'm not even playing any guns here. Take Mirror Shield if you want. I don't give a shit.
A good list. I probably wouldn't take the Portaloo with this. The only
Yeah.
reason I've thought about taking a Portaloo is with this sort of build like this is you have your Crondis, maybe 3. Oh, you've got 3 prosecutors instead of 3 praetors.
Wait, they're not Praetors. Oh no. No, it's 2,000 points exactly. That's why. Wait, no, but if those Paladors had javelins, it would fit. Oh, disaster! Oh, it's over. Oh
Okay.
No. It's over.
Well, I mean that fits the points then.
Yeah. All right.
I keep losing chat. Where the fuck are you running away to? Get back here. I want to see what you're saying. There you
See
are.
some good portal attack, right? So I have been informed by Madigan that you don't need to deploy terrain. Actually, not even just Madigan. It's also, I think, how we're playing in Release the Beast. You don't need to deploy terrain if it's in your list.
Oh really?
So yeah, so you can take it in your list, and in certain battle plans you can move it, or sorry, you can choose to deploy it or not. So for armies like this, if it's something like Scorched Earth, where you've got 4 things in your deployment zone, you could put the Portaloo next to one of your objectives, put the Praetors, or Prosecutors in this case, on that objective, but then teleport them to the Dragon turn 1. It just means that you have a unit standing on the objective when the game starts.
Yeah. I like that.
Which is quite good. So anyway,
That's weird.
That's
I
pretty
looked
much all
up in the GHB the other day, and I swear it said armies with terrain feature must use the deploy terrain action one after the other.
Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
God knows. But anyway,
I'm
here's a
just
cool thing you
passing
could
on what
do
I've been told.
that I was thinking was you have your Crondis and your 3 Praetors or whatever. You could do that, what Will just said, that's really good as well. But just have like the 6 long strikes behind Crondis, like just behind Crondis or whatever. And then it makes them like, unless they're really sending a lot up to charge you, like you're threatening the counter shoot. So like if they try and do like seize the center or whatever, then suddenly you've got a unit of 6 shooting. They might not kill the whole unit, but like they'll hurt you a lot. And I've also thought about maybe having the Portaloo to the side and then deploying the Vanguard Raptors on the board if you know they can't get hit to shoot off one of the flank units that run up at you. Like if you're trying to do secure the flanks with Furies and then you pop your Raptors at the side, suddenly like they're not going to go for that tactic because if they run up you can counter shoot them off.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah.
Can we go to the next list? I'm excited about this one. I like this
Yeah.
one. This is the list I like.
Jesse Quad?
I would say code, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think this is like 200 points. No, it's not. Okay, it's 200 points off the list I was playing last weekend, or 2 weekends ago with Brands Oathbound. It's really similar to the list I played against you, like a month ago or however long that was. And it's like, I don't know, a couple 100 points different from the list I'm playing Release the Beast. I really like this list.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good list. I think I'm not sure I'm sold on the Bloodstoker. I don't know. I have found playing this army that generally you walk the Bloodletters, give them 3d6 charge with a Bloodthirster, and then they charge. The Bloodthirster moves 12, it's fast enough by itself, and the Skull Reapers will run 11 and then Murderlust, so you don't need the run and charge on the Skull Reapers, but I could see that this will let you give 3d6 charge to the Bloodletters, give run and charge to the Skull Reapers, and let you Murderlust the Bloodthirster in combat. So I think that's pretty cool, all in all. I don't see a heroic trait,
What?
though.
I was looking for that.
I'm assuming it'll be favored of Khorne if he hasn't listed it. If you were to forget one, that would be the one, because it's not really something that even affects the model that takes it. You start with the Bloodbath. Considering the kind of way this list is constructed, I would absolutely assume it is favored of Khorne. But yeah, no, I like this list. I think this is a good list. Really, really similar to something that I play like a lot.
Yeah, it was good against me. Fucking Argath can get in the sea. That sucks, that
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
Turns
it's so
off, for people who don't know, it turns off wards for everything that hits the unit.
It's you just pick a unit or a hero. No, sorry, you pick a hero within 3 of the Thirster at the start of combat, and then it just doesn't get wards that turn.
Yeah,
So,
that's nutty. He one-shot my old Krondys with that.
with like 7 -1 attack, Skull Weepers or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's natural talent. Oh god, look at this next guy. He's doing some broken stuff.
It's a me.
Yeah, he's got 4 units in his general's regiment. That's some power gaming there.
Yeah. They need to be though, because Stormcast are weird with their.
Oh yeah, they need to be.
units.
Yeah.
Anything Vanguard have to have. That's why some people I think are taking Celestant Prime, not just because he's like, he actually hits pretty hard, by the way. I'm pretty sure the damage calculator done. He hits harder than one of the big dragons like Krondys. Because he's got 6 attacks, damage 4, and they're crit mortals.
Yeah.
But it's just because all the named characters allow you to take any unit, pretty much. So that's why you get loads of Vanguard Raptors and Vanguard things, because Vanguard is good at the moment. So I spent ages trying to work out what army I was playing around this. I even looked at just sheer damage, like no casters, just as many Paladors and as much damage and fast damage as I could do. Just because, for Six Nations and Worlds before that as well, I played a lot more kind of careful armies, and it'd be quite fun. But I just don't think that's fully the player I am. I don't think that's why I don't have a destruction army. It's just not my playstyle. Looks fun, but I don't know. I always shite by myself and take Praetors instead of Vigilors again and stuff. You know what I mean?
This is. I mean, it looks to me like a slightly tweaked up version of what you put against me, right? Except it's 2 drops. But obviously, I think it's that thing, right? As you increase your drop count, your list gets better. On the table, the 2,000 points that you have are a higher quality 2,000 points, but you're 2 drops instead of 1 drop, so you don't have the deployment advantage, right? That's
essentially, that decision was made because the Vigilors, because the Paladors essentially do 3 attacks if they get their way. They get to shoot, charge, and then shoot while they're charging, and then fight in combat. So if you damage the unit that they're attacking with Vigilors, who are the bow guys, then you get +1 attack you get essentially 3 all-out attacks.
Sure.
And that's just if that one unit attacks. Also, when Paladors get -1 to hit, it's really bad. Their damage flies off. I played against Lenny with the Slanesh and Nurgle Regiment Renowned, and I just bounced so hard with 12 of the Starstrike Javelin ones. So I brought the Night Vexillor in to heal Krondys and also be kind of annoying with control score. He has 5 control score and he can automatically give himself 8. He can give D3 units with it holier than 12 +3. So if you just had this little guy just running about and he's suddenly got 8 control score, that can take a point back quite easily. And his heal is holier than 12, so I might need to power through Krondys back, or just sprint him up, or whatever. But it's both hero phases the heal. It's D3, so it's not loads, but both hero phases is nice. And so Vigilor's just for the +1 hit. I wanted Praetors. I've seen some people not taking Praetors with Big Dragon, but I either need to practice more because I've not actually got that many games in, but it just seems really too dangerous because if you lose Krondys fast, you're fucked.
Yeah, there's some matchup. I think that it's I don't think the Worlds list didn't have Praetors, right?
Yeah,
for example. Yeah, it's.
He's better.
I think definitely. Yeah, it's probably playable, but I would imagine you have to be safer with your dragon. you can't use them to like bully the entire table the same way that you can use, you know, a model with Praetors, right? Like it definitely seems strong to me. See, actually, if people are looking for some top tips against JJ, by the way, if you can put your unit in obscuring terrain, then the Paladors with the javelins don't get to shoot it in the shooting phase or the charge phase. So that's powerful.
Yeah.
You're welcome, JJ. I'm just going to tell people how to beat all of my friends. That's my plan.
People should just go in obscuring all the time. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, so
see,
good.
yeah, actually, like
people do it.
even against stuff that doesn't shoot in the fight phase, it's -1 to hit. -1 to hit is so strong. It's like a 25% survivability bump or something for most units. Like it's really, really good. So yeah.
Yeah. Went with that.
Yep. Seems good.
Yeah.
What in the world is this list?
Oh wait, sorry. I'll just quickly go over our wee discussion very quickly.
Oh.
I was like going back, so it took ages to work out to get to roughly this, and then I was thinking, I went for a Knight Vexillor for the heal in the end. I was also looking at a Knight Arcanum, because they get +1 to cast manifestations, and often you'll get Krondus want to cast -1d6 on your charge, or his own spell. He's only 2 casts. So it would be nice to just have a little guy at the back just constantly throwing out Gravetides and Purple Suns. So I think that would also be a good shout if someone wanted to try that. Jordan Tucker.
Double Dragon, baby.
Yeah, good lad, Jordan.
Is it? Hang on, I'm googling this. Is it the year of the dragon?
So he's got
2024 is the year of the dragon. All right, just in time. Just in time. It is the year of the dragon. Let's go.
He's got 1 unit of 3 Praetors, but they'll definitely be the bodyguard for Karazai. And if you don't have shooting, it's going to be real rough because you're going to be -2 attacks in combat against them. And if you have big units, not a lot of people are running them, but if you have like 20 skeletons or whatever, Karazai will kill a third of them before you even attack. He rolls a dice for each model in the unit on a 5 up to take a mortal. So
skeletons are a weird example though, because then half of them come back.
They used to. I think it's only D3 at the end of the turn now. It's something like that.
Wait, what? That can't be true. I'm checking. Justice for skeletons.
It's not as good.
Every time I look at Soulblight rolls, I get more sad.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got a chariot. I don't really. I kind of don't really rate chariots because. Right, if they're like 100 points or like 80 points, like the Chaos one, definitely. But at the moment, they don't really do loads of damage. They don't do loads of damage on the charge. Their main thing is they do an extra D3 mortals when you power through, or something like that. But then you also have to spend a CP on powering through your wee chariot when you've got 2 massive dragons you're going to want to power through to get back to safety. So I guess it's okay just to do like flanks or whatever, but it's 150 points to do that. It's got
I think compared to like the slave's chariot, which is 80 points.
It's nowhere.
Yeah.
The 3 ether wings are fine for doing tactics, and like they give +1 to hit for the crossbows if they're within 12 of the enemy unit, which is cool. They're also like paper thin; they will die to anything.
Yeah, but having a unit to just run around and be somewhere is valuable, you know.
Yeah. Primal energy for the heal for the big dragons. I think this is really cool. I think I prefer if you go to 2 dragons, I really like what's the other one called, Will? Lord's Lesson on Sardrake. Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, I was going to say some Latin word, so I'm glad you got it.
Yeah. This could genuinely be good as well. It's just a lot of points in there. But you've got your 3 hammers. So you do still have 3 hammers. And you've got a couple units to run around and do objectives. You've got 3 Praetors for one of them.
Is this the Stormcast version of Archeon and Garbage? Probably is, right?
I think if I was going to play this, I'd maybe want another unit 3 Praetors just to so they both have one. But
what if you just stand the 3 Praetors in between both dragons?
You only get to pick one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Garbage. Yeah,
right,
you're right.
He's got a Vexillor as well for the heal, and he can heal 2 units.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I do like that. It's a cool list. I really hope he does well, unless he plays against me. But I hope he goes 4-1 if he plays against me.
See, this is the one for me where, like, if I was playing against this, I'd be like, right, okay, which one doesn't have bodyguard? All right.
Yeah.
That's the one we're going for.
Yeah. They're so cool as well. I definitely looked a few times at 2 dragons. Like, oh, that'd be fun. That would be fun. So I'm proud of that. It's cool.
Right.
Josh Aird got another Bone Reapers.
Oh my god. What is this?
Archai, 40 Mortek Guard. Vokmorshin's really good.
Yes.
12-inch in his hero phase, he can make your unit everything costs a CP, something minging like that.
It's every core ability costs a CP.
Yeah. That's so good.
Or sorry, non-core ability. Is it core? Hang on. There's two. There's one that taxes every non-core ability you do, and I can't remember which one Vokmorshin is. I think it's not. No, Vokmorshin is core ability, non-fight core abilities. That's what it is.
There's like 10 OBR players in the chat that I'm sure are going to pipe up in 13 seconds.
Yeah, it's okay. Guaranteed non-fight. I'm locking it in. Non-fight core ability, and I think it's any hero phase because I'm pretty sure you can use it to stop people from doing commands, which are core abilities. So there we go. That's I'm locking it in. Chat, you can fact check me if you like.
Vexler saying every core non-fight ability.
Oh, he's so good.
Well played.
His weird eidetic memory for wargame rules comes through once again. That's.
Yeah, this is a good, pretty good list. I don't know how I feel about the 2 years to 20 Mortec, but like, it's hard to chop through.
Yeah.
If he plays a 3-mission objective, he's laughing for that.
That is the weird one. Like I don't know. Mortec Guard died to like weird random stuff was my experience with him. Like anything that does a ton of mortals really, really struggles with. Mortec will really, really struggle with. Unless it's like specifically mortals in the combat phase and you can get to the 5-up board. But I remember watching somebody playing whatever the countercharge one was in the old edition with like a bunch of Mortec back because obviously it's the ethereal and just getting absolutely torn to bits by Seraphon. I bet you that guy wished he was null married, to be fair. Yeah. But
I've also watched like a unit of 20 Mortec Guard tank an entire Skaven army. Like
because it's the Night Hunt thing, right? How good are you at 4-ups?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's OBR. How bad can it be, really?
I think he's done quite well at events recently, so I'm sure he'll do pretty well here.
Yeah, props.
Lee Martin with the Rancid Night Hunt. I still don't think they've been hit hard enough. I'm going to say that now.
Soulblight player is like, you know that meme of like the guy who's just like gesturing like, what the hell? You know, like it's like I feel like that's what Soulblight players are like with Night Hunt, where it's like, completely unjust.
I do love that they changed the Dreadblade Harrows change was a must. That was horrendous. For people who didn't know, you could essentially make it so they just, if you're fighting a melee army, they just more or less couldn't ever get on the objectives because you'd move your Dreadblade Harrows, which are like the horse guys, in front of the objectives, and then they move 3 away, and then at the end you teleport them away, and then suddenly there's nobody to charge.
Yeah. Just wanted to add to that as well, though. That's also true if you're playing a shooting army, and to top it off, you cannot shoot them. Well, sorry, you could not shoot them because you would walk up and be like, okay, I'm within whatever my gun's range is of these Dreadblade Harrows, and then they would pick the Dreadblade Harrows up and put them 0.1 inches outside of your range. And you still couldn't charge onto the objectives.
Why is there a unit there was 4? That's the... What's the tech between a reinforced unit?
They're just... Honestly, Dreadblade Harrows are like not awful in combat. Like... So
they become genuinely. Like a kind of... You teleport them around and then charge like the foot hero, the foot wizard at the back, or...
Yeah. I mean, like I think a unit of 2 Dreadblade Harrows is maybe like rolling the dice against some skirmishing kind of units, whereas a unit of 4 Dreadblade Harrows is kicking the crap out of all of them. But I don't disagree that they're quite expensive. Like a 4-man unit, 320 points for a skirmishing unit is definitely like on the premium end, but also it will murder every other skirmishing unit out there.
Still good for like tactics as well, for a few obvious reasons. I mean, you can't do the death one where you teleport to be 6 inches or 9 inches away from your opponents in there, because it can't be a unit that's...
Yeah, but you can set it up in their turn.
Yeah, you can also...
you can't anymore. Sorry, you can't anymore. Yeah. No, never mind. I'm living in the past.
You can also,
sorry, I'm so traumatized by this unit.
It can help you get a safe, the one where you have to fight with 2 units and not die, where you can like teleport and then just fight a unit. You can like fight the guy's terrain piece that he's got at the back.
Yeah.
For like one of the activations.
Yep.
I'm gonna need to like actually look up. I know Hex Wraiths are just like tanky and do some damage.
Tanky, they do okay damage. They just went up in cost.
Blade guys do a lot of damage, I'm guessing.
Yep. Yeah. Blade guys, I believe, are the most damage per point in the book. And then Glaive Wraith Stalkers. Now, if you can tell me what they do without looking it up, I'll be very impressed.
They have never been good, so I can only assume he had 80 points left and was like, that'll do for doing flanks or whatever.
I think that is completely correct. I think that the unit picks something pre-game and gets like an extra dice to charge it or something like that. It's something like that. They're not good. I think that they're like 80 points for 4 wounds with a 4-up save and 6-up ward. Like
Ross is in the chat. Ross, go and tell us what Ruler, Spectral Hosts, and Light Shard does, please. I'm guessing one of them's the buffer attacks bubble.
That's Light Shard, and Ruler of the Spectral Hosts is the recursion one. Once per game, one CP, bring back half a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Both very, very strong, but also like kind of the only things that you can really take in Night Hunt because they're so good. So yeah, no, good list. Night Hunt still good.
Neat.
Yep, thumbs up. Marcus Robertson, or Mark Roberts as he's also known.
He's got Bellicor, 6 Raptorix.
Here, this is
10 Chosen?
Craig's list with like... this is like... Craig, let me copy your homework. Alright, but change it a bit so it's not obvious.
So he's got 2 units of 3. Vanguard.
He's got 2 units of 3 and he's got a Sphinx instead of...
Sphinx are 170 now, what?
Yeah, I think it's...
It used to be like 90
Sphinx,
or something weird.
Sphinx and Raptorix and Craig's list, was that just 2 units of Furies and that's the only difference? I think?
Something like that. He's got the 3 charge, the 3 heal for monsters, is that? Is that the heal thing? Yeah.
Which does work on the Sphinx, by the way, that has a monster keyword, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sphinx for 170, so like, that model is insanely costed for its stats, right? Like, its stat profile is terrible for 170. But, it has a Shorin's Rule, where, well, sort of, it's kind of a bit worse than... In fact, no, it's literally the same. I'm thinking of the Dock one, where you have to roll higher than their health. It's literally got a Shorin's Rule of roll higher than their control score. If you do, they have strikes last. And it's 1 enemy unit, and it's within 6, by the way, not 3.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing sitting behind like a unit of Chosen means that you can kind of split up the Chosen, for example, or the Vanguard or whatever you want from Bellicor, and they don't all need to sit in that threatening strikes last bubble. Or if you're playing a matchup where like you're going to have a big brawl in the middle, you can have the strikes first thing from Bellicor and make your opponent strike last. Mm-hmm. So really, really powerful stuff, I think. Yeah, no, I'm into this. I just think it's obviously not great in like a shooting matchup. It's 170 points for 10 wins with a 5-up save. So if you play against guns, you're really sad, but if you play against melee, you're incredibly happy you have this thing.
Yeah. I plan on shooting it to death.
Yeah. That's reasonable.
My beautiful brother in Hatton, Martin Quinn.
Oh, okay. I absolutely love Tino. Well, I love him so much. Mm-hmm.
One sec. Chat, will you talk to Will for a bit and he'll go over this list? I'm going to...
Wait, are you about to go pee?
I'm going to piss and get water.
I was about to go do the exact same thing. That is not fair. That is so unfair.
Ken, what? You go first. You go first.
Oh, you're a gentleman. Talk about Tino, I love him.
I'll talk about Martin. Martin just came back from Japan and he likes his...
Yeah, don't talk about his list, just talk about Martin.
He likes his foxes, right? And his spirits. He's essentially playing like a really strong list pre-nerf, and now he's playing it post-nerf. And it's still, honest, probably better than you think. It's just way less reliable, so spike people, that's like a sort of player profile, people who generally like consistency when they're playing, hate it now. But Martin's definitely a Timmy, so he's all about this, and it looks awesome, and he's done a very good job painting them. He's got the combo for the Dawn Riders in the Lord Region. He gives them like, he makes them charge more, maybe do more damage or something. I think he gets an extra cast as well. Severith and 2 Spirit of the Winds will shoot to fuck monsters. They do get an extra rend against monsters, I'm pretty sure. So you need to be really careful. Things like Ushuran, that doesn't fly, will be in the forest the entire game until it can eventually burst out. The Dawn Riders can go pretty fast in charge as well because of the speed of Hish.
I'm back.
And I pretty much just said it's a lot less reliable, so spikes don't like it, but it's still probably alright.
Honestly, if you're playing Lumineth, I think you just need to take a cold hard look at yourself. Like, what's going on there? Have some self-respect.
Yeah. I said the Lord Regent gives you like extra charge or more damage or something. I forget what it was. It's something tied in with the Dawn Riders.
+1 attack when the Dawn Riders charge.
There we go.
once per game, but usually you don't need to use that rule.
Aye.
Um,
Right, I'm going to grab a big glass of water. Do
oh,
you want to go on to the next one, or do you want to talk more about this? Because you actually played loads. Ken, wax lyrical about some Lumineth, because you on your journey with them. Because you
all
were
right.
playing
Also,
them loads.
I also can't scroll to the next list because you're the one controlling it. So we're
You're
talking about
rocking,
Lumineth.
baby.
Yeah, that's I'm
Help
trapped in
them.
here. I'm trapped in here with Lumineth. All right. Yeah, no, I imagine JJ said this, but like the move to 2d6 on Foxes just kind of killed them competitively. It's just terrible. There's just not really much you can do. You have to put them wholly within. Well, not wholly within. You have to put them within like 4 inches. No, sorry, 8 inches of the board edge to do flanks and stuff. Whereas before it was 24, which is kind of a difference. Yeah, like they're just not very good. Also, I think the stream's lagging. It's lagging for me at least. I'm gonna ask. Hopefully the audio isn't at least. But yeah. So I don't know, I don't think there's too much to really say about this. Clearly they're all very strong models. This is a list that like the English lads really liked. I never really liked it as much myself. I think that it lost quite hard in the mirror and had a few really, really bad matchups, but it's obviously very polarizing. Like if you're an army that's bad against Dawn Raiders, you're gonna get absolutely crushed by this. So yeah, yeah, I mean, good list. Doesn't really have too much of a kind of fancy game plan now that you can't rely on the Huracan to do anything. You can still sort of like game it a little bit because you can use power through and rely on power through and stuff, but yeah, I don't know, it's just not it. I'll tell JJ to have a wee look at his scuffed cable when he comes back, if it's lagging a wee bit more. But yeah, I don't know. Kronspine's kind of funny in this one as well, I think. I would probably have... What would I have gone for? I think I'd probably go for Twin Stones. I think it would be Twin Stones, because Twin Stones lets you try and cast the 5-up ward with more reliability, and the 5-up ward is massive in this army if you get it off. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm sure Martin will have a really good time, though. Like, this is, he's been posting, like, charge of the Rohirrim gifts and stuff like that. Which, it's definitely got that kind of aspect going. I guess he's probably in for a reasonably good time. I think it's a punching bag, Sean. I wouldn't expect Lack of Iron Man to know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's a punching bag. Oh, is he back? I heard him rustling. Hello.
What was everyone saying?
They were wondering what's in your doorway. Okay.
It's a punching bag.
Yeah, see, that's what I said.
Practice strikes.
Yeah. Yep.
Matt Gibson. Another Marathi Daughters of Cain list. Cool.
Yeah. Same subfaction.
2 years to Heartrenders. Is it over in 4th edition?
I mean, I think I don't know if I maybe just don't understand Alistair's list as much, but this to me looks like this is like the trim all of the fat pure beef version of that list, right? Like we've got the 30 Blood Sisters in here, but we don't have as much cute things. Like we don't have the 5-up ward access from the Hag and stuff like that. But this army goes hard. It certainly goes in and punches stuff. It's probably gonna have a really good time against all these people with their 3-up saves, I'd wager.
Sorry, team, about the thing lagging a bit. That'll be because when I went for a piss, I've tripped over the fucking cable for the Ethernet. But
yeah, I said I would say to you to put your cable in properly.
It comes out, but I think I just need to be more careful. Is the problem?
Yeah, it's not the judge.
But yeah, so I'll be better with that.
Yeah, I think though that this army is going to. It's funny, right? Because it's like, oh, there's a bunch of 3-up saves. We're going to get to bully like these OBR and slaves players, and it's like, well, what about the other 3-up save army? And they're like, we don't talk about the other 3-up save army. The other 3-up save army isn't real, and it can't hurt us. They don't have guns. It's fine. So
it'll be hard for them to make my Palador strike last. They need a 6 to do that.
Yeah, I wonder how good they are at making Chosen strike last.
Mm.
That oh God, that is such a tilter. Charging a unit of Blood Sisters with Chosen. Oh, I hate that for me.
Sean saying Big Mo Honor Guard is really good.
Yeah, that is good. It is a bit weird though, because it's like you have to keep her wholly within 6 of Little Mo, not keep Little Mo. If it was the other way around, it would be so much better.
Mm.
But yeah, cool list. I think this will do really well. If you, I probably don't want to play this. I think this probably is quite favoured into what I'm up to.
I don't think I've met. I can't remember if I've met Matt Gibson. But
I have no idea.
um,
I'm awful at names.
but this definitely has the ability to one people deploy poorly against it and just get absolutely shagged, or it just dies to guns.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll find it. Kev McAllister.
Kevin, you're such a disease. No,
I kind of think this is DJ, but I don't know if DJ has DJ been playing Zinch at all and like Release the Beast or that.
I have no idea. I don't like this list though.
He was kicking on about.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin McAllister's the
Suspicious.
kid from Home Alone, right?
He was
That's who that is.
suspicious. But Kev, if you're not DJ, then you should be a happy man anyway. So,
Yeah.
right, what we got here? Lord of Change. Lots of pink. I usually see units of 10 pink horrors and then more blue horrors.
Yeah, that's the bit that I'm confused by. I'm a huge fan of 2 units 20 blues. I think that's insane.
He's got them.
Yeah, but I mean, like the kind of. I'm sorry, 2 units of 20 blues to a ratio of 2 units of 10 pinks. There we go.
Right.
That's kind of what I mean. I'm a big fan of that. I mean, this is a ton of horrors, but we're missing Kairos.
Oh, fantastic War Scroll.
So, yeah, jury's out on this. Maybe this is some shiny new tech that I don't understand. Okay. Chariots from memory settings on fire when they fly over them, which is probably something that got better with the changes to Zinch. But this to me definitely reeks of like this is a bit of an experimental list.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of wounds, though.
It's an enormous number of wins. I do wonder if it'll struggle into a field where everybody's playing 7,000 Chosen. They're quite good at chewing through wins.
Blast through them, yeah.
Yeah.
This might beat my DPS check, to be honest.
Yeah, quite possibly.
We'll have to see. When the Paladars are like shooting, if I get the Vigilers shooting, because the Vigilers might even be able to hit 2 units if I need to, even though it's a unit of 5, because they've not got very good save, the blues. If I could do one bit of damage to each unit, that would be hedging my bets a bit, but whatever.
Yeah, so it's the chariots they remove 12 whenever they fly over on a 3-up they get burning, and they have a shot, a range 16 gun, which is actually quite good in Zinch because it's an exalted flamer on top, that sets things on fire too because it's got the weird flame keywords, so that's kind of cool. So they're good at setting things on fire, but they're also 6 wins with a 5-up save, and I'm not sure I love 280 points for 12 wins with a 5-up save.
Can Lord of Change bring one back? Bring it back?
That I will need to check. It has the War Machine keyword, so I would assume probably not, but let's have a look.
It seems pretty mental if you can bring back the entire unit, like when you think of it like that.
Non-unique. Yeah, no, you can. Non-unique demon unit, so you get to bring the whole thing back. Okay, I see.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is good. It's also only your movement phase, though, so you can only bring back 4 units a turn. Or sorry, 4 units a game. Probably, unless you lose something like top of 1.
Yeah. So there'll be games where you lose as a unit of 20 pinks and a burning chariot, and then he'll only ever roll for the pinks, obviously.
Yeah. See, to be fair, blue horrors you rarely recur a unit of blue horrors because it's really rare that people kill a unit of blue horrors. So maybe there is something to this.
Changecaster.
Interesting. Changecaster gives you +1 to hit in melee against burning things, and that sounds insignificant, but see, honestly, the what do you call him? Lord of Change has the Baleful Sword, so he's not unreasonable in combat, and a unit of blue horrors just makes 1,000,000 attacks. It also has the manifestations of Zinch lore, so you can get another +1 attack from that. So, like, this army is going to DPS check the hell out of people. The kind of key spell from the manifestations of Zinch is Burning Sigil. It's like the only good one, really. That's not true. The book's okay. The book gives you pluses to cast on your important spells. But Burning Sigil can give you, like, no, sorry, you can't get... No, you do get +1 attacks. It's +1 attacks and D3 mortals to enemies, I think, from the Burning Sigil if you roll a 6. So, yeah, no, this seems pretty cool. I'm into it. want to see how it goes. Absolutely could not pay me money to bring the 20, 40, plus another 80, 120, 30, like 140 something ish models that you need for this.
Chiropractor bills. Gonna be insane.
Yeah, not into it anymore.
He
Not
needs
these
to be
days.
careful as well that he remembers and plays correctly, which is a pain in the arse. But like, you can only bring back, you can only return or bring in a unit to incoherency with models that were in the unit at the start. So, when you kill your blue, the brim needs to be within half an inch of two of the blue horrors. It can't be within range of one brim and one blue, because it's not in coherency with
Yeah.
the model.
I've sat and messed around with this quite a bit in TTS. There are some tricks to that. Basically, it's like you can bring back everything except for two.
Right.
So if somebody wipes your entire unit, you lose two. Like, two brims.
Right.
If somebody kills all of your blues, you lose two brims.
You need to know how to do it though.
Yes.
I bet it wasn't obvious.
It basically, yeah, if your unit is in like a Shining Company-ish formation, it basically is just like replace every model in the unit with
Right.
a brim, and it'll be in the exact same spot. There's like a little leeway to it, but it's roughly that. But you can kind of like play around that, because if something goes and kills like say 15 of your blues and you've got 5 left, and then you put down 15 brims, then you can just make them kill the 15 brims first before they kill the 5 blues, so that you don't need to do the weird playing around coherency thing. So, yeah, I mean, that is true though, in that if there are people who are just completely unaware of it, then obviously this unit's really easy to kind of like cheat unintentionally with.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, let's do the next one, because this is a cool list.
Yeah.
Much cooler list.
Is that our Nick?
That's our Nick, pal. That's our Nick.
Good. Rotherham Nick. He's got the Mortic Phalanx. He's got Nagash and Catacross. Whew. And and a Soul Mason. You went for a 3-drop with this.
I mean, yeah, of course. Because clearly, I'm going to say he was not interested in competitive stuff when he was making this list.
Okay.
Just gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that was the point.
Yeah.
You know.
See if the unit of Immortus Guard are in between Catacross and Nagash. Do they both get +1 reward?
I think that they are better than Praetors. Yes.
Okay. That's quite good. But then obviously,
yes.
Both of those are pretty much his only hammers, so they're not going to want to be in the same objective very often. So you kind of get between two, I suppose. But
alternatively, though, can you imagine playing against this on Starstream?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what's in the middle zone? It's Catacross and Nagash.
With the Mortis Guard. Get it off you, man. You'd be like, you have that one, I'll take the other two.
There aren't 2 more in Star Strike, it's just 1.
Yeah. Alright, I mean, that's banter. That's some patter there, Nick.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy that.
That's good. Also, you should read. Drew is right in the chat. You should read the thing at the bottom. I think it's good.
Lenny.
That's Lenny did some fine work there.
Dre and Snoop, Jack and Vera, Han and Chewie. Is that maybe Vera? Is that someone else? Or is that maybe Victor from Still Game? That's what I'd go for. But
Jack. Yeah.
Dre and Snoop,
Jack and Victor.
Jack and Victor, Han and Chewie, all legendary double acts in their own right. But despite the legendary status, these dual titans all pale in the shadow of the mighty Nagash and Catacross tag team.
Exactly.
1,380 points and 2 heroes says it all really. Godspeed, Nick. Godspeed. Indeed.
Yeah. Insane. Love it. Yeah. And then we have a much less fun list next.
Yeah. So we got Paul. Paul was smashing it online with these rats. And then I've not spoke to him about what happened at the last event, but he's went back to this, and he's got the he's got Reichner going back to his 30 hex race, and he's got the Stenhouse Muir Garrison for
Stenhouse Muir Garrison. Aye, yeah, that's the one.
That's Manfred, Fellbats, and Graveguard, and if it's the same as third, I'm going to assume it's. They get a 6-inch away teleport, which is really nice because the Graveguard do still hit hard. They don't hit as hard as they used to, but they do still hit hard. And Fellbats are just decent for around doing. And yeah, you've got Manfred, who's got a really cool redeploy ability, which I think he'll probably have to play. And he can run around with the Fellbats, I suppose, but just having Manfred on his own is also very annoying for the opponent because he can do the redeploy into combat, or if you don't, when he charges, he gets strike first on a 3-up, if I remember correctly.
Pass.
It's something like that.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just a chunk of wounds, and if he rolls 4-ups, you're never killing it. And at Six Nations, he done horrific acts with Nighthaunt pre-nerf. So we'll see how he gets on post-nerf. I know now that only one unit can run in charge. That is certainly a difference when you've got 30 hex rays bailing towards you.
But it is interesting to index into more stuff that isn't Nighthaunt then, right? Because it's like, okay, only one of my Nighthaunt units can run in charge. Now I'm going to take some other stuff that isn't Nighthaunt and you don't feel bad about it. So, I don't know, I think the Manny Regiment's cool. Graveguard, obviously, so they get +1 attack when they charge. I think if they got... In fact, it may not even be when they charge. I think it's just if they get set up that turn, they get +1 attack. So you can charge your Graveguard and make 3 attacks each, which was cool, but it was a lot better when they were damage 2. But, you know, they do give Manny the 5-up ward in this regiment. That's nice. So, yeah, I don't think it's bad.
Do they? Oh, that's cool.
Wait, that's not infantry keyworded, is it?
It is, yeah.
Why can't Soulblight have anything good this edition,
Yeah,
man? Okay, never mind.
Graveguard give a 5-up ward and receive a 5-up ward for an infantry hero.
Just...
Yeah.
Alright. I'm sad about Soulblight.
Yeah. I would be
This
surprised
isn't
if
even a
they
Soulblight
also
list
got-
and I'm now sad about Soulblight. Alright.
I'd be surprised if I'd be surprised if they also got that rule in addition to the setup rule. That's quite a big regiment of renowned type rule.
Yeah. But,
that'll
you
be-
know.
It could be.
Anyway. Yep, good list.
Yeah.
Probably going to absolutely crush people with it. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
he's gonna smash. Like, let's see how he does that. Paul Simpson.
Paul Simpson.
Love Paul.
Yeah.
He is running. Okay, I was about to say he's running the classic. Oh, that's not even the gash. Okay, I seen Death Riders. Like my eyes just glazed over and was like, right, there's gonna be loads of gashes. But it's not. It's Catacross, and then
That's
10
right.
Mortic Guard, 4 Archai, and the Battle Tactic Gears. So Paul plays a lot on TTS now.
Sure
He was
does.
the Six Nations support staff coach. He was classed to Huff there, and I know he's been playing a lot, so he's probably formed this list after getting quite a few reps in. So
Yeah.
I would expect quite big things from Paul. He might not like me saying that, but I believe in you, Paul.
I mean, I think it's a reasonable list, right? It's all good models. You got Catacross in there. Mortek Guard and Catacross is a little bit of a weird thing because they don't benefit from his +1 save. But yeah, it's fine. There's nothing in here where you're like, oh, that's a weird take. You know, it's
Yeah.
a bunch of good stuff with Catacross and then a unit Mortek Guard because I guess
Mortar
that's what he has
Kings?
points for.
Question mark?
That's just +1 to cast on his wizard.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like you could take the pregame move for the Death Riders, but I don't know. I just don't think that that's as good if you're not playing Nagash really with like a million of them.
Yeah.
You could also, I guess, take the one where your Mortek Guard come back, but yeah.
Apparently he's
Seriously?
added in. Sean's saying that he's added in his command traits, etc. Well, tell us what they are then, Sean, so we can tell the beautiful listeners. I'm gonna have to wait 13 seconds now, unfortunately.
I'm going to go with Helm of Tyranny, and in this list, I mean, it could be Diversionary Tactics or it could be Aura of Sterility. I'm going to say Diversionary Tactics.
Ewan,
Let's go.
oh yeah, I didn't mention this, but Ewan has the -2 to charge if you're within 12, which is so good.
Yeah, it is.
So we'll see.
All right, well, next one is the Seraphon list.
They're
and-
both good against me. So Wrath. So there's your 12 War Spawn.
Yep.
We've got the Bolas for the 1d6 charge, that's nice. Lots of Raptidon Chargers, they're just efficient damage. They're good.
Yeah, they're good. They're fast.
They're fast.
They trigger Warspawn. Warspawn get +1 damage if there's a skink unit. It's either there's a skink unit wholly within 12 of them that's in combat, or if they're wholly within 12 of a skink unit that's in combat. It's one of those things.
Is it skink keyword or is it?
Yeah, skink keyword. It doesn't need to be like
Okay,
skink infantry. So you get it from Raptidons, basically. So pretty much, if the Raptidons are in combat and you're the war spawn, then they get +1 damage. Beastmaster gives, I think it's +2 move to the Raptidons. So this list is going in. It's kind of what I was saying earlier about Lizardmen. Like they're gonna walk at you, they're gonna charge you, and they're gonna have good stats. Thumbs up.
Raph is like, he always just like launches all his guys into you.
Yeah, Raph fucking loves walking at you, charging you, and having good stats. To be fair,
Yeah.
He's a fiend for that.
So like you can send in the chargers, and then you've got the war spawn coming in for the fucking. So they're the left, and then the war spawn coming with the right, and then it's fucking good night, guys. And then we got Ross Sherry for Night Haunt again. He's been playing this a lot on TTS and that, so if he doesn't go 5-0, he's shite, frankly.
So what do you say? My list changed the Banshees to Chainghast. By the way, another Sean admin error. Well, I'm a huge fan of making your incorrect list Sean's problem. That's the kind of thing that I would do. So
what's
kudos for that.
Oh, Ross is fucking right. Ross is changing his list in the chat to this video. My list changed the Banshees to Chainghast.
Yeah, he's seen the meta and he's like, oh, I don't actually need those Banshees. Let's just give that a wee swap.
He's trying to palm it off on Sean for the error as well.
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm a huge fan of. Like that's what I do with all of my mistakes as well. It's somehow Sean's fault.
Apparently, Paul has the aura sterility, so it's defensive against shooting, and he's got the
Helmet Tourney. Yeah.
So yeah.
Kevin McAllister, Nathan, is the kid from Home Alone. Hope this helps.
Nathan, I'm pretty sure it's DJ because he's acting suspicious. But again, if it's not DJ, then I apologise, Kevin McAllister, for saying horrible things about you.
No, it's the kid from Home Alone. He's going to turn up. He's beaten his. I think was that the guy that had like the drug problems and stuff. He's beaten them. He's coming clean and playing Warhammer. Good, clean fun.
Ross is saying +1 damage if Raptidons wholly within
Crocs. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So this Ross Sherry list. Yeah, so I haven't actually even looked at it yet. Alright, yeah, he will do well with that. That's a good list. Cool. Good job, Ross.
I've seen Alan. So we got one of the. He's doing a lot of practice and probably going to play in Team Scotland for Worlds. I think he's an English guy called Alan. I played against him, and he was telling me that post nerf, the Drowner is really good, and he played it against me, and it was very good. Because it helps with not every unit running and charging. You can get around. He essentially teleports 7 away. He teleports him and a unit 7 away for the listeners at home, and then charges. So you can do that with your 20 Bladegeist Revenants. And then we've got the +1 attack and the bring back a unit on a 4-up as well for the Guardian Souls.
So
strong list.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just it's not 4-up. I think it's just you just get it, right? Or am I crazy? Anyway,
you just get it now. All right, I thought it was a 4-up before.
Maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing. Sorry, I was thinking the command trait.
It's taking primal energy, probably to heal something.
Yep. I mean,
whenever people take primal, I just assume it's for the life swarm, right?
Probably. I mean, Jaws is also just good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is definitely a strong list. I think the only kind of weakness in this is it's probably a 3-drop. But yeah, no, the Guardian Souls thing does just happen for command point. Anyway,
he's been practicing and he's got a strong list, and I believe in him.
Yep, me too. I hope he wins. I think Night Hunter's still just like too cheap and tanky and hit hard and stuff. Being too cheap and tanky and hit hard and stuff, this is Trogs. With
18 rock guts. And then 40 squid card. He's got the Rabble Rouser. That makes you run in charge?
For monsters, I believe.
Of which we have.
Do you get it on Squids? Nathan, you speak kits.
Nathan speaks kits. Get him in.
What's a Rabble Rouser when it's at home?
Okay, Ross has said this edition it's for the Night Hunt they bring a unit back for a CP with no dice roll.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I prefer that.
That's not the Guardian dude. That's the command trait.
Yeah.
The Guardian dude I think is +1 to hit.
Yeah, I was saying the.
All right.
Cool.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about a roll on his War Scroll.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, what is a Rabble Rouser and what does it do? I know that it gives Kragnos run in charge, And it gives Iron Jaws monsters running charge.
Monsters and beasts, he says.
Monsters and beasts.
That's what Andrew Murch is saying. And I'll have a tenor at William Hill saying that squigs are beasts these days.
Yeah, I think you're probably correct.
So he's doing that.
Alright, cool. So it's
Does it deep strike?
quick hard stuff.
It does in the Regiment of Renown.
Yeah. I don't know if he does normally. Can he tunnel normally? Is that just on his war scroll? It would help if I could find him in the book. I've been going through the Squigs book trying to find this model. Rabble Rouser. There he is.
Is there a Rabble Rouser?
Yeah, you can.
Fucking
Yeah, you can deep strike him. Although I think deep striking, I don't think you want to deep strike the Squigs, right? Because then you're stuck 9 away. You can probably get closer than that by running and charging. Like, the reason that deep striking is quite good with the Regiment of Renown is because you're probably running it in a list with Kragnos, and then you can deep strike 9 away and 3d6 charge people. Here, you're stuck trying to roll 9s, I think. And we're not about trying to roll 9s. So I think we run charging it closer.
Does it need to, like, charge closer to the guy?
No. You do need to move closer to the person when you're running and charging. Yeah, you need to move closer to the Rabble Rouser. You don't want to end in combat with it, but like that's very easy to achieve.
Right.
The Rabble Rouser can deep strike himself. Yeah,
deep strike behind them, and then the squig hard. Even if they go side to side, they're still very slightly moving closer to him to achieve.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like it's very, very easy to manipulate that. So
that'll be good. That'll be an absolute bastard to cut through when it's under the light of the moon, in particular.
Yes, this is
the squig hard hit hard.
Yeah,
this is a good.
I'm happy I'm playing a hammer for the first time in Force.
Yeah,
that's good.
This is a good list. I might struggle to cut through this with my Ren. So hopefully it's not a 3 objective.
Ooh, speak of the devil and he shall appear. It's Kragnos.
It's him. So
It's
Campbell.
him.
Got Kragnos, 12 Gluttons, and 8 Iron Guts. Everyone's saying that foot ogres are garbage now because the Gluttons got a very big points increase.
They got a very big points increase.
I mean,
I have no idea.
Hard. Kragnos is really good. I think if you could just play good with Kragnos, that's like you'll still win games. Doesn't matter what the rest of your army does, as long as it's running about.
Yeah, I mean, Kragnos is a really strong model.
You need to be good though. Like doing your tactic where you had a. Please check out on YouTube. Will showed a really good video of how to use Kragnos effectively, where you can power through and then redeploy, and essentially you want to try and keep him in obscuring, stop him getting shot. So if you do stuff like that, you're kind of laughing. His only other hammer is the Iron Guts. Oh no, you've got 12 Gluttons as well. Fucking 6 Gluttons one-shot Manfred through all at defence, so 12 Gluttons can do work as well.
Yeah.
And
I mean, 12 Gluttons are 40 your army. They're expensive.
Frost Sabers, if they've got movement 9, they can do his flanks.
Yeah.
Let me have a check. Frost
Speedy
Sabers.
boys.
They're movement 9, so they can do that. So they're just like running about 70 points. 70 points for anything is pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. 70 points is just an absolute steal in modern AOS. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really know enough about ogres. I assume this is probably not like an S tier army or anything anymore. It's probably reasonable.
You'll probably have to play good to.
Yeah.
I mean.
So do you remember the Soul Blight power game I told you about?
To do good, but you know what I mean.
Do you remember the Soul Blight power game I told you about at the start of the episode? We're about to see his list.
Spew West. Whoa! I saw a Soul Blight list right there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty broken. I think we can all agree.
Right. So he brings one of them back. I think he brings it back on half health.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
He's found a way to take 5 units in a 4-unit regiment. So I think he's clearly tampering with things which should not be tampered with. He's found a way to kind of break the code of the game in a way. So I think that this is clearly an S tier list, and I would be surprised if he doesn't win. That's my feedback.
I mean, what is the play? I mean, are their bases too big to bodyguard?
JG, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. All right.
Like, I'm guessing the zombie dragons still deep strike. They used to be able to do that.
Well, actually, this is some interesting trivia for folks who don't know. The zombie dragon is the official mascot of the Scottish WTC team. There you go. That is true.
Because Kevin McAllister took them to Worlds.
I wish that the zombie dragon had been home alone, but here we are. Yeah, I think zombie dragons can still deep strike. Terrorgeists can't, but they do they have a shooting attack, and it's weird. It's like if you roll a triple, you get A always strikes first or something like that. I remember reading a Terrorgeist War Scroll and being like, this is confusing, and then I looked at how many points it was and was like, and I'm not going to be bothered. I don't care. But no, I think Stu is definitely going to win this event with his broken army.
The resurrection's full health.
Yeah, I'd be like he's found a way to take 5 units when he should only be able to take 4. It's broken.
Wait, how's that? What do you mean?
Because he brings them back. That's like having 5 units, but you should only have 4. Cool. So yeah, it's broken.
You had me freaking out there. I was like, oh my god, have I got too many guys in my general's reg? Is list bot broken? Everyone's just playing it wrong.
Can you imagine?
Alright, cool. I mean, the thing is, Stu's a good player and the Gash is really good, so he will still win games, even if this is a bit of a meme list. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it'll be hard for him to go 5-0, but he'll win games.
Yourself. If you think it's a meme list, then go ahead. But don't come crying to me when you get crushed. All right, what's next?
Stuart Harrop, he was mentioning in the chat. We're now is when we're looking at. So the Kavalos Lance, that'll be the pre-game move one. It's got Catacross. He's got a Liege Kavalos that'll probably be. Do you think he'll be used as his bodyguard for Catacross? No, it'll be the Mortis Guard.
Yeah, I would imagine it's the Mortis.
And then he's got the -1 to wound against shooting, and Helm of Tyranny. What's that again?
It is the -3 to control score.
Cool, so pretty nice.
Fort
Morrison's great, Catacross is great, Liege Kavalos is good, Death Riders are really good, 6 of Mortis Guards with the Catacross is really strong. I think there's a good list.
Maybe it's -2 to control score and Catacross is +3. It's one of those. I know it's a net swing of 5. Anyway, yeah, you're right. This is a good list. I think the only bit I'm a bit sad about is that there's no Archai. But this is the list that I played against you, except I had 4 Archai. It's a really good list.
Vexilla, I'm not sure who Vexilla Imperialis is, but hello and thanks for chatting. Saying Liege Kavalos is left field. You don't see it much more. I feel like I see it. I feel like people play him with Nagash now in the horses list, and he's good.
I think in this list it's because you want somebody to have the Helm of Tyranny and I guess Aura of Sterility rather than Diversionary Tactics, but and you don't want to be a 3-drop, right? Because Vokmorshin lets you take Death Raiders, and that used to be kind of a bigger deal in terms of just fitting all of your stuff into the list. So,
cool.
Like Vokmorshin being able to take any OBR units is really nice for your unit selection. So.
I think this is a good list. I think it's a very strong list.
It is.
Trev, he's got Mark Knob with Belcher banner. To the app!
Yeah. Yeah, let's look up some rules.
Belcher.
I know Sean said that he wishes he could take this model, and what I've learned is that Trev is a bigger man than Sean.
Keywords. He's not a wizard or a priest. Pick each enemy unit in combat, roll a dice on a 1-0 on a 2-5. So he does mortal wounds to people.
I'll be honest, I don't think that's the rule that you're taking him for.
Oh, he's got a 6-up ward for all your crow boys. I'm going to guess he's got a lot of... Yeah, and then he's got a lot of bodies. He's going to put a lot of bodies which now have a 6-up ward.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I can see why people patch it because he costs a drop, but that's a good ability.
Yep. He's also got bolt boys, a lot of bolt boys, and a kill bow, so that's pretty spooky.
He actually hits okay as well. I mean, I say okay, he hits okay for a hero because he's got crit mortal and 2 damage.
That's kind of the status of all the crow boys things, though, right?
Is it?
We've got a kill boss on Great Initiative as well. Hell yeah!
And then okay, so he's got a lot of bodies because he's not taking Kragnos or any of the big birds.
Yeah, we don't have access to damage 2 here, right? Everything's stuck at damage 1 because we don't have the swamp collar. Not swamp collar, sorry. What is that thing called? Sludge Raker.
The big alligator thing. Yeah. That's good. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, as in, it's good to have a 6-up board with loads of guys, and they do quite a lot of damage. But yeah, you'd really want the +1 damage.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a good list. I love Quibboys as well. They're just I don't know. They're an army where like if their rules are a bit more reliable, I would love playing them. It's absolutely my kind of style of thing, but I would just get so frustrated at failing like 3 dirty tricks in a turn, and I'd be like, okay, I'm never playing this army again. Kind of like I had with Alariel. So, huge fan. Also love Trev, one of my favorite people in the scene. Just excellent.
What's Lightfinger do?
Lightfinger is the you can teleport a unit twice, I believe. As opposed to only once per turn, it's twice a turn.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah,
I
good.
got you. Oh, we're almost done. Cool.
Yeah, this is last list. Thank God. Freedom is approaching.
Go on then.
This is a stupid list for idiots. Nobody should worry about it. Pretty casual, flavorful list here. Lots of lore going on, and
In before 5-0.
like I don't know. Yep.
Right, go on then. Explain to the people what Mutilith Vortex Beast does.
All right. So Mutilith Vortex Beast is a model that's really sad at the moment, right? Because you used to be able to take a Zinch mark on your wizard, and now you have to pledge to Zinch on your wizard, as opposed to being able to start the game with it, which costs you one of your early game pledges, which is actually quite a big opportunity cost. So it's a bit worse than it used to be, and as a result, it's a model that's not really worth worrying about at all. And you should put all of your units within 12 inches of it in the combat phase. There we go. No, what it actually does is it's basically does a random thing every combat phase. It's just really cheap for what it is. It heals D3 in every hero phase, like both players, and with Radiance of Dark Glory, it heals basically another D3 in every hero phase. Mm-hmm. So it's healing like 4 a turn on average. So if you don't kill it, it's kind of just always full health.
Yeah.
And then like anything else it does after that, anything else it does after that is kind of just gravy. And it's like it's annoying to kill in an army full of Chosen, right? So it's like, what are you sending to kill this thing, and why isn't it hitting the Chosen? You know. So I mean, this army is mostly I just wanted to try the new pledge system because I think it makes slaves probably a lot more dynamic. I really wish I'd had a way to play 3 chariots instead of 2 units of furies, because I think chariots are probably just much better value now.
If furies still have their 3-up move from combat, that is good, to be fair.
It's really strong. I'm just terrible at rolling it. In my games where I was playing Archeon, I failed that, I think, most times. Some cool stuff, though, that you can do with new slaves and things like that, if people aren't super familiar with the slaves book. The way pledges work is sort of like every unit can do it, and it's a non-unique Slaves to Darkness unit that doesn't have a keyword. So you can actually do it with like all sorts of weird stuff. Like, as far as I'm aware, Chaos Furies can take a pledge. So you can be like, yeah, now my Furies are like dedicated Furies of Khorne, and they're 4 attacks each and stuff like that. Or you can take like Nurgle on them and give them a 5-up ward, which is kind of funny.
It doesn't say like non-beast or anything like that.
They're not beasts; they're infantry.
Get out of me.
Yep.
All right.
So, yeah, I think and it doesn't. It's just non-unique slaves unit with that doesn't have one of those keywords already. So, like the Vortex Beast is already pledged to Zinch, for example, so it can't pick one. Yeah, so it's it's kind of cool. I don't think you'll see that very often because the opportunity cost is not picking a pledge on a unit of Chosen, or like Baron Guard or something like that. But it's sweet.
Craig Robertson chats asked thoughts on MSU Chosen and pledge tempo, because
I see that
for people
there is a video on my channel.
You don't mark a units in your list anymore, or at the start of the game, or whatever. You do it every hero phase.
It's your own hero phases.
So you only get 5 pledges, so you can only make something to mark 5 times.
That's right.
Okay.
And this list has 6 things that want to get a mark. So, but also I don't think you care that much about Furies, and you probably don't care that much about the Sorcerer. Although getting if you have a really passive turn 1, taking Zinch is probably quite nice to activate the Vortex Beast because its ability gets more reliable if it's near a Zinch guy. So on the question about tempo, like pledge tempo and stuff like that, I think in this list I'm a believer. I mean, you can see I've got the Dread banner, right? So I am a believer in not locking yourself into Slaanesh, because if you're playing Slaanesh, and you play against somebody who's not, or if you have the Slanesh banner and you play against somebody who just like charges you on turn 1 with a bunch of stuff, you're really sad about that Slanesh banner. Whereas if you have the Dread banner and the ability to be flexible with marks, I think it's kind of more interesting. But also, I totally think that the Slanesh banner has a place. It's clearly very powerful. It's just like, I don't know, I really value flexibility in general. So, I've kind of opted for more of a Swiss Army knife approach. And also I want to mess with the pledge system, so I don't want to lock myself in.
How should people beat you? How to beat you?
So, I mean, this army is really vulnerable to guns. I really thought about taking the Tzeentch banner. Just because, you know, the Tzeentch banner is a 4-up ward against guns. So,
How is it vulnerable to guns?
because the army is like 100 wins or something like that, and
Right.
doesn't
Not
have
well.
great ward access.
Much.
And Be'lakor is a lot less good against guns than he is against melee.
Mhm.
So yeah, you know, it's quite shootable.
You've not got your 4-up
Well-
ward this time. For people who haven't played against it,
Exactly.
Will also has a video on AOS Musings. Please check it out. Going over the Legion of the First Prince. I played against them, and you can put a lot into that Be'lakor, and you probably won't die, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it sucks when you put your army into him and he doesn't die. But you've got a 4-up pass off, and then a 4-up unrendable. So if you just roll like pretty decent, you're laughing.
I think okay. So see on the what Lenny's saying there. What I actually really like is
Can you
If
read out
you-
what Lenny's saying just for the listeners?
Oh,
I know
sure,
I
he
usually
said
like listen when I'm driving or doing dishes and that.
he said Dread banner Slanesh pledge is the 300 IQ play. So I think that, you know, the Dread banner probably is better than +1 attack on the charge. It's definitely better than +1 attack on the charge, but even in like a single turn, it's probably better than +1 attack because they're only around 1. But if you haven't picked a pledge, you get to do a hero phase where you go, okay, do I get the 3-up or do I get the 3-up for the 5-up ward? Yes. Then you can attempt to cast Bridge on the unit. I've got Forbidden Power, so you can attempt to cast Bridge on the unit, and if you get the Bridge, then you're like, right, okay, good. Do I get Demonic Speed on the unit? And if it's like, yes, okay, you also get Demonic Speed on the unit, and you're like, right, okay, they're going through the bridge with 3d6 charge, you can take the Pledge to Khorne, and they are 4 tanks going through a bridge 9 inches away with 3d6 charge. If you don't get the bridge, then you can be like, okay, now they are struggling to get close to people, do I get Demonic Speed? If you get Demonic Speed but not Bridge, then you can take the Pledge to Tzeentch to walk 5, teleport up, like, on average, it's something like, I don't know. Basically, you're going to land 9 inches away unless they're, like, 25 inches away from you or something like that. And then you have another way to teleport, like, to 9 inches away and 3d6 charge them, but this time you're only 3 attacks. And then if you don't get Speed, but you do get Bridge, you can take the Slanesh Pledge instead. So you're still 9 inches away, but you're getting 3d6 charge instead. So basically, it's just like redundancy. There's a ton of redundancy in terms of delivering a unit of 10 chosen with 3d6 charge. Whereas if you take just the Slanesh banner, then you either have to take a Gaunt Summoner, which is reliable, but also if you play against like a 1-drop Stormcast list or something like that, I swear to God, you're going to be so sad about having that guy, because they're going to charge you with like a million things on turn 1, and you have to be 9 inches away from your opponent, but you're blocked into your deployment zone with all of their stupid fast stuff, because the Paladors are going to charge you on turn 1, and Prosecutors can charge you on turn 1 from Deep Strike and stuff like that. And if your Gaunt Summoner dies to Prosecutors in turn 1, you're turbo sad, but even if he doesn't, you probably don't have anywhere that you can land it, unit of chosen, so I don't want to take that guy. And the only other way that you can really kind of achieve that kind of speed is by picking a pledge, and then you're locked into it, so you don't have the redundancy, basically. That's the logic, at least, right? If you start your unit of Slanesh guys on the table, you need to get the bridge off, as opposed to with my list where I can try and get bridge and speed. There you go.
Cool.
That's the idea.
I'm quite tired, so I sort of phased in and out of that conversation. But luckily, I can play this back. So it'll be on. I'll put this up on the Steam Warhams channel. So
Yeah.
please subscribe and check that out.
I am so proud of streamed Warhams. That's maybe the
Streamed
funniest thing I've
Warhams
ever
is
said.
really funny. Well done, though.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That's your first good play of this event.
It's my first, honestly, maybe the first funny thing I've ever said. Good job.
Cool. So that covers all the lists and the stats. So I'm extremely excited to see all the people at the Scottish events. We've got an amazing scene, and I'm really enjoying the game at the moment. So I'm super excited to play some games as well. Anything you want to add before we?
Yeah, I actually just want to give a shout out to Sean, the TO, Lenny, the guy who made the documents that we were reading. For kind of in Sean's case, for his ability to delegate all the hard work to Lenny, and in Lenny's case, all the hard work that he put in.
Yeah.
I think both of them deserve some credit. Streaked Warhams is available on the Spicy website, Ross. You want some streaky bacon? We'll sort you out. Don't worry.
You know I like the sentiment aspects.
You really do, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be really, really good.
As soon as you get in with us in the Steam Warhams, Ross, there's a public call out. Come on. Come on.
Nathan, I'm looking forward to seeing you as well. That'll be really, really good. I didn't realise you were dropping by just for a wee chat. But yeah, that'll be good.
Oh yeah, I thought Nathan was playing.
No, he's not, man. It's Kevin McAllister. He's from Home Alone.
Ah, oh no, that's the one. Okay. Right. Kev 5041 guaranteed. Big Kev.
Only Hams is good. Yeah,
Only Hams, good. Martin. Beautiful. Well said.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, let's get this off before we get barred.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Cheers, everybody.